realized, like, okay, well, I'm Abby with Motor City Nerds, and this is Nicole, and we're going to talk about our final predictions for True Detective. But also, we're going to wait a minute for people to get here and see how our sound is. But Nicole Deadmau5, what date is that?
November 1st and 2nd. He's doing 2 days.
Oh, so this isn't like months.
Oh no, this is like the end of the year.
Oh, okay. No, then yeah, I want to go.
Yeah,
But
no, end of the year at the Red Rocks, and I went this year, and it was awesome because it's like you have to like. It's not a hike, but like I mean, you got to go up. I mean, it's in the mountain, so like you got to
right.
go up. So like, I mean, like it's like he had all the projection on the mountain and shit. It was sick. It was really cool, dude.
Okay. Oh, I guess I can just see how we sound. I
Oh,
don't know if we sound any different. Talk to me.
hello.
Okay. Oh, I guess I can just see how we sound.
Yeah, I think it's behind anyway.
I don't know if we sound any different. Talk to me. Hello. I don't know. Whatever. We'll just do it like this.
It seems louder to me, but also I don't know now because I have headphones in.
Right.
You know what I'm
No.
saying?
Well, we'll see in a minute. We'll find out. But anyway, okay. Well, I'm trying to figure out what I should have wrote them down. What the big questions were.
Oh,
People,
I
oh,
think
hey,
your
Lawrence.
text.
Let us know? Do we sound better with the microphone and the headset on,
Or do we sound the same?
or do
Or
we
do we
sound
sound like
underwater?
shit? Yeah.
Yeah, just let us know how we sound
What did you
because
say?
we don't know. But what were people were having really good? A really big one I've been getting today is what will do we think we're going to find out Navarro's name, her
Mm,
Inuit name, and then no, a lot of I feel like the most discourse is around Rose and who Rose is, and then oh, Pete and Danvers, we'll talk about that.
yep.
Navarro dying, we'll talk about that. But yeah, I'm trying to think like what were the big questions I was getting today still, and they were Navarro's name, and I don't know if she'll figure it out. A lot of people said it might be Sedna, and I was like, oh,
That's
okay.
true. Yeah.
I was like, that would be cool. That would tie right in, but uh, yeah, I'm like, I don't know if she'll figure out her traditional name.
That might be
I
the
think,
sad part of it, where you're just like, she never.
well, I think it's gonna be a thing like, you know who you are, and it doesn't
Yeah.
really matter. And as a person, you know who you are, and you thought you needed that to feel whole, but you realize you don't.
Yeah.
Which it would be cool and awesome to have it, but I think it's gonna be a symbolic thing more than a a real thing type. I don't know, but I was like, but if it's Sedna, that would be cool.
That'd be interesting. Be a little
Okay.
morbid, though, too, because she, like, gets killed by her father.
Yeah, but we never figured out who killed her mom.
True.
It was more than likely the
Yeah.
dad, probably,
Probably. Because they said it was, she went through, like, domestic stuff, so abuse.
Right, right.
So
So
that would. I mean, I don't want to assume, but let's be real.
right. No, I'm right there with you. I
She's
think people are way
100%
off.
going to die.
Oh my god, the TV's still going. Let me turn that off. Oh my god, True Detective's going on in the background. They're screaming. It's the mom screaming. Oh my god, it scared the shit out of me.
People are
Dude.
going to think, yeah, your mom's downstairs getting
Right.
murdered.
Oh my god, dude, that scared the shit out of me.
Nah, Hobart would be going off.
Dude, oh my god.
Hobie would be, whoo.
No, yeah, mom thought you were coming here, and she was like, "Can you guys walk Hobie?" And I was like, "Well, she's not coming here, but yeah, I can."
Yeah, I'm not going to get your mom sick. I'd feel really bad if it was COVID even. I'd be like, oh God, now I feel like a jerk.
No, I appreciate that very much.
Yeah, no, when Rob figured out he had a fever, I was like, let's just hang loose. Let's not
right.
go get people sick.
Let's
Especially
just
because your nephew comes over. I'm not going to do a whole thing like that.
right. No, and I appreciate that. But yeah, no, I just realized that was screaming in the background. But anyway, where were we? Discourse around. Should we just? I mean, I think we're right about Pete. When
Yeah.
you said he's going to be able to save Danvers the same way his dad saved him, I was like, oh snap! And then I was like, because he
100%.
couldn't save his mom.
Yep.
So now he'll be able to save Danvers. So I'm 100% on board with that. It took me a minute to come over to your side of Navarro's going to die,
Mm-hmm.
but I think you're absolutely
Yeah.
right.
Look
And
at all
she's
the
wearing orange.
episodes. She's always has the orange freaking hat on. And then in the next episode, when you look at the when they're going into those ice caves, Liz is in white. Like you said, and white's
Right.
always like that's a good color. Like
Right. So No, but Navarro's going to go out on her own terms. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? She's
yes,
going to
and
go.
she's gonna
She's
be
going to go out.
happy. Not happy,
Right.
but she's gonna be content because, like, her mom's dead, her sister's dead, she's going to be with her family, who she wants to be with, who I think that's what those signals are telling, not the signals, but the signs, like, they're telling her I think they want her. Like how she
Yeah.
said they either come to visit you, tell you something, or to take you. I think they want to take her.
Yeah.
I don't know
No, I think you're
why, I think
absolutely
we'll
right.
figure it out. There's something probably, I don't know what, but I
No,
100% think she's
because then that would
going
make
to
the
die.
three. It would make the three make sense and all of that. But no, I
Yep.
do think you're right. I think it's going to be Navarro. I think Pate. I think Pete's going to save
Pete.
Danvers. But I
Yeah,
do
because
feel
why
like,
else did his dad bring up that part? Like, I get to, like, bond and be like, "Remember that time I saved you?"
yeah,
But
it shows us as the
why?
audience. It shows us as the audience, like he'll do anything to keep Pete with him. But also, I think it's just supposed to show like the sheer determination a parent will have.
Yeah,
But
to
then it's
take
like your kids. I think parents forget your kids feel that strongly towards
true.
you too to
Yep,
protect you. So yeah, no, I think Navarro will be okay with dying because she's gonna realize she's a martyr.
yeah,
And her death is gonna mean something, and it's gonna help bring whatever this is to light or to stop or whatever it
yep.
is. But I think you're absolutely right. I think it's gonna be Navarro because then the three would make sense. The sister, the mom, and her. I think the most discourse is around Rose. We don't think that if she was in the Tuttle family or is in the Tuttle family, she got out of whatever the weird
She's
shit
good.
is.
I
Yes,
don't
she's
think
good.
like, she's
Because
like, "Fuck that noise." Like,
and
mm-mm.
we even said that, we were like, "Do you think that she killed Rust's dad?" And then we were like, "No," because of
No.
all the characters ever in anything, if anybody was gonna find out who killed their parent or was weird, it'd be Rust Cole.
Yeah,
So I'm like, "There's no way she's all bad. There's not." Oh, shit, and then the thing I figured out today. So on our last live, we were like, "Oh, Vicky's here. Hey, oh my god. Hey, no, I was reading your comments. They're so good." And I'm like,
they're
"Oh my
great.
god. No, they're so good." But uh, no. And then we said on the last live, we were like, "Oh no, we got to go back and look at white women and
Yep.
see who's creeping around the background." And then I was like, "Lulu." And I text you, and she's the dispatch lady though. And she would control who gets what
Yes.
calls and everything like that.
Where
And
they're going.
I think they were purposely throwing us off with that Spanish mixed
She's
Portuguese
gotta know
stuff.
everyone too. There's only, like, 30 people in the town,
Right.
so when someone calls, she's probably like,
Mhm.
"Hello,
So
Bob." Like,
Lulu's on my shifty list,
yeah.
and then I'm very auditory, where like that's how I remember quotes and stuff. Is like I'll remember how somebody says it. Like
We
I
have
feel like a
another friend
normal.
who does that, don't you remember? Our friend,
No, I'm like that, but
our
I'm.
Pete does that to remember phone numbers, don't you remember back in the
Oh
day?
shit! Yeah, he
Yeah,
does.
he'd
No,
sit there and, like, yell them, and we'd be like, "What the fuck are
if
you
I can
doing?"
like hear, I feel like normal people go, "Oh, what's that actor from?" And they keep looking at him. I will close my eyes and be like, "I got to hear him talk."
Mine's writing. I just
So
have to write
I
stuff
wasn't
out.
watching it today, I was just listening, and I used to do that all the time at the plant. I'd leave my headphones in and, like, not really pay attention to
Yeah.
whatever and just listen because 'cause you'll pick up on different stuff, and I was in there, and then we get to the car wreck. We get to the car accident in episode 1, and the guy at the window yells, "Is that fucking Stacy Childress?" And I was like, "Childress? What? That's the
Yep.
last name of the killer in season 1." And I was like, oh, "Snitching drunk bitch,
I
you
didn't catch the name.
fucking."
I honestly
I
just
didn't
thought it was
either.
hilarious because I thought of it as my father. I was like, "That'd be my dad in the town."
Oh my god, no. Well,
You know it. They'd be like, "Is
I
that him
feel like you
again?"
write it off. Right, that too. But I feel like it gets wrote off as this funny thing of like, God damn it, who's out there crashing again? Oh, we all know. And
We
it
all
kind of
know.
just goes. I feel like if I would have been watching and paying
Yeah.
attention, I wouldn't have picked up on it. But because I was like, okay, just listen while I was doing other stuff on the side, I was like, Childress, shut up.
Yeah. It's a
Shut
good
up.
place to
No
hide
way.
too. Like, Alaska's a good place to hide.
Or they send you up there. And then I'm like, oh,
Yep.
you being drunk and acting a fool is a total game. I think
Yep.
that she wants them to think like, oh, I'm an invalid, stupid, drunk,
Yeah.
driving idiot. And really, no, you're something else. And I'm
You're
like,
doing
oh, I couldn't believe
something.
that. And like I've been saying, we've been talking about this. You can't count out lady characters are confusing because they might not be using their maiden name or they're using their maiden name. We don't know who you're married to.
Yep.
No, they have to connect things. They have to. And me and Nicole are saying, I'm like, how if we do get Rust Cole, I guarantee you it's going to be like he's on the phone with his uncle.
It's gonna be a season 3, Season of the Witch, where it's like remember where they have the cameo of him in the bar video.
Yeah, right.
It's gonna be something like that. It's going to be it's not gonna be like him coming in like I'm gonna
No,
solve
it's
the
going to be more than
case.
that. No, there's no way. They're going to have to.
I don't think
There's
he's
no
gonna like
way.
come to Alaska, but he's gonna be on the phone or
I think he's
something.
going to be there or on
No
the phone.
way. On the
But that's
phone.
people seem to be passing that over too, where his uncle's still up there. So who do you think's feeding him information?
True.
Probably his uncle. If
Yeah.
I do think Rose, if her name's Mary, I'm gonna shit a brick. I do think that she might be his mom.
There's a lot like their mannerisms. Like if you had to pick like who's
They
the most
made her look like
restful,
him.
that's what I'm saying. Who's
They
the
all
most
look like my Uncle
restful?
Ken, who lived in Ann Arbor, smoking weed till he died. Like the little ponytail shit. I'm like, oh my god, come
Yeah.
on now.
And
Oh,
just like
somebody asked.
quirkiness. How
Somebody
she's
wanted to know in the
so,
comments
you
if we
know,
thought Rose poisoned the food, and I was like,
no.
no. But I definitely think the Batman Begins of the water needs to get brought. I wouldn't mind if it is just like bringing awareness to people's water's still jacked up. Look at
Yeah.
Flint.
It's
But I
happening in
wouldn't.
Alaska too. So it's like, look at
Right.
all the pipelines they
And
have
it's
going through
absurd.
there.
That
It's
should not be
happening.
happening.
Yeah,
That should not
it's
be happening in
happening.
2024. So I wouldn't mind if they kept that just the message it is. But they're doing the homebrew. I want to know about the homebrew, and I'm
He was
standing by
so
this.
adamant on that for like 3 episodes. Like, you want this homebrew?
Right.
Like
Right.
continuously.
No. And I'm just like,
Was it to
okay.
like lead off her brain on the case? Like to get her like, you know what I mean, in the beginning? I don't know.
All I know is that the boyfriend made it from the evil list to not the good list, but
In the
there's
middle.
no way you don't have all this information going through your bar. There's
Yeah.
30 people and you own a bar. People are venting to you. People are talking to you. You
People
have
get
information.
drunk as shit and sit there and like
Are
we
you
all
keeping Navarro
come on.
close? Are you keeping Navarro?
I
Honestly, the
was a
reason
drinker. I get it.
well, the reason he's jumped for me is because after you convinced me Navarro's going to be the one to die, I was like, okay, well, they're not going to have him betray her and have her die. And
That'd be
I'm like,
harsh.
but I think so. I was like, why do you want the sister working for you? And why do you want Navarro over? Like, are you trying to keep tabs on them? That could be negative. That could be positive.
He
But
could be
like I said, either
protecting
way,
them.
he's turning the other way. And something's up with the homebrew.
Yes.
Something's up. They got to tie it back. They have to. There's no way we can see all this shit and
There's
they don't
something.
tie it.
Or
But
the
if it is
homebrew is
Rust's
somehow
mom,
good because he's getting in clean water. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe there's a whole new theory and he is good. Like maybe I don't know. But if the water not the water is bad. There's not an if it is. Look at like you've seen the stuff coming out of the faucet. You can't like that's not like come the fuck on.
right? No, Vicky
But
said if
like
her
that
name
would
is
make
Mary, we all
sense.
will be shitting a brick.
You know,
No, if her name's Mary, it's like the mother of God. Like, there's no way you're not
it's
the
over.
mom.
Yeah.
And my psychic abilities.
Come on.
No, dude. No, Pete's. Pete's gonna make it. Pete's a good guy. We're standing by Pete.
Pete.
He could. I keep wanting to say the Crimson King, but he could be the Yellow King. He could be the King of Carcosa at this point, and I'm gonna back Pete.
Yep.
I put all my eggs in the Pete basket, and I'm not getting them out. Kayla and her grandma are rats. They're rats. I'm gonna say it now. That granny's a rat.
They know
That granny's
something.
a rat. Where's Darwin?
Yeah.
We haven't seen him on screen in a minute. Where you at,
Nope,
Darcy?
not at all. Not one bit. He hasn't been there since like the one episode when Pete's putting him to bed.
Is this episode longer?
Um,
I'm really sad this is ending.
I didn't look. I hope they do like at least an hour and a half. That's what I was hoping too. That's funny you say that.
Oh God. Vicky said, so when Navarro says she doesn't want to go blind yet by drinking the homebrew, is that what made the scientists burned corneas? I know that you said specifically when you were in those ice caves, they could get the burned cornea. It's something with the
That's a
wind
thing.
or
That's
something.
the way
But
the
that's
light
a good
reflects on there and stuff.
That's a good connection though, because even if it's not like literally, figuratively, like, oh, I don't want to lose my mind and go kill myself on the ice and gouge out my eyes with my fingers.
Exactly.
I'm just like, okay, we got to find Clark. We're going to figure out who killed Annie Kay. Like, who did. I'm like, I think this was several people doing like a beatdown type deal. And
for sure.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, I never thought it was one person.
No.
I always thought it was like a group. You know what I mean?
A group within the mind was always kind of where my brain started to go. I don't think it's just one.
I feel like with our theories of them snatching up babies and them wanting to go to the hospital, they wanted Annie Kay gone for a different reason they would whatever we find out this cult or whatever ritual crap is doing. I feel like
Yeah.
Annie K was separate from whatever they want to do with these kids or not kids or
100%.
whatever. But I feel like we have a lot of ground we need to cover. I
There's
really
a
wouldn't mind
lot,
if Rose
dude.
is Rust's mom, but I
But
don't
like
know.
Russ's dad got the leukemia from up there, right? From drinking the water.
You keep saying that, and I'm like, I don't know. People get leukemia all the time, so I'm like, that could be it, but
But a lot of they say a lot of the people up there have it. Like I thought they said someone else is sick with it.
I don't. Kavik through
Yeah,
the
I don't
middle.
want Kavik either, but
Rose is good. Rose is
Rose
good. We're
ain't
standing
bad.
by that. But
Why would she find those dead bodies and lead the cops there if
right. And
she
we
would just
thought
be
she
like,
wasn't
hang
real
them
for a
out to
second
try,
too.
like let those fucking storms take them
Unless Russ
over.
Cole shows up and is like, my mom's been dead for 15 years. That should be nuts.
That'd be
That would
wild.
be wild. And I don't know. I really want to find out just where she comes from. I think
Yeah,
somebody
what's
left a
her
comment saying
background?
that they think that she was like really famous or something or like well known, and that's why she had to go to Alaska. And like you've been saying, Alaska's where people go to run and
You
hide.
do. I mean, who's gonna go find you in Alaska? It's not
I
even
want to know.
connected
Okay,
like to the prime United States.
let's find the prime
It's a
United
big
States.
real estate. Like, come on.
How long is the finale of True Detective season 4? I'm a boomer. I'm like, okay, Google.
Boomer.
Okay, no,
No,
I
yeah,
don't. I
my mom and
just
aunt do
answer the
that.
basic questions. I hate this shit so much. What year does season 3 take place? That's not even close.
Why do we care?
Right, exactly. Why do we care? Oh, look, and then we're gonna have 17 paragraphs of just bullshit, and then I'm like, how do you get this job? I want the job of bullshitting 3 paragraphs and then going like, it's an hour and a half on Sunday. Like, come on,
I hope it's an hour and a half. 2 hours would be sick, but they won't do that.
I would die.
It is
Uh,
HBO, but
it might be. I have to be. No one cares. Stupid ass article. Nobody cares. Okay, this doesn't even have any information in it. Oh God, they're really. There's some really. Okay.
some fan theories.
I'm just like, how come this isn't just outright there? And how come you're sending me all this other shit? Airing and date.
That would, I hope, be it.
If you're trying to make me pay for some shit, I will not. Most watched season. Blah 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 blah. We don't care.
Yeah, no, this season's been pretty well
6 years prior to.
picked up from what
Oh,
I've
Sunday,
read.
February 18th at 9 p.m. with streaming on Max. Yada yada yada.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Great.
Okay, what a waste. I'm sorry, guys. What a goddamn waste.
Wasted. Wasted time.
For real though. I mean, it just keeps giving me shit about whatever. I don't care. Oh wait, Kate McKitterick. I'm never gonna remember that. It's gonna be Kate McKinnon forever now.
Kate McKinnon.
For real. I'm like, God, I really hope nobody gets upset by that. Okay, whatever. It's got to be longer than an hour though, right?
It's gotta be, dude. Hour 20 at the minimum. Come
So our
on.
big ones: Navarro dies.
Yep.
Pete will save Danvers.
We'll figure out who Rose is. We got
We're gonna
to.
figure out who Rhodes is. Oh, we got that white lady with the same last name as the killer from season
Yep.
1.
Childress.
We think Rose can't be bad and Pete can't be bad. And if
No.
Pete's bad, we're gonna fully act like we didn't say he was good and back him either way.
I love
That's
Pete.
what's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
We love Pete.
stand Pete. Oh my God! Hi, Oregon. Your parents are from Oregon. Did they live in Oregon?
They
for a
lived there
minute?
for a little while.
Yeah,
They sure did.
they
Yep.
lived in Eugene, Oregon.
You got it.
Anytime I'd complain about my ex to your dad, he'd be like, "We lived in Eugene," and I'd
Yeah,
be like,
like,
"Great, I'm telling
different.
you a really traumatic thing,
Yeah.
Tony." He'd be like, "We
Not,
lived in Eugene,
we're
Oregon."
not
I'm like,
talking about the city. We are talking about a person.
yeah, and you could tell your dad didn't know how to like, because the times I needed a dad, I could go to your dad, which I'll always appreciate. But like, I remember one time him just being like, thinking back on, it, I'm like, he had no fucking idea what to do or say. He just patted me on
Well,
the back and was
he was
like,
probably
"No, it's
super
all right, Al."
drunk too.
Right, he probably doesn't even remember.
He probably had his own shit going on with my mom and was like, dude, we're in the same boat.
Oh my God. Okay, so those are our big ones.
Yeah.
Rose can't be, but who's and like I said, that drunk lady is putting on an act, and I'm
Well,
real
remember she
curious.
was banging Hank.
I just don't think this right. She was banging Hank,
So, you know,
and like you said, I'm not trying to be mean to that woman playing her. They kind of look alike.
Dude, no, they do.
Kind of look alike.
When I first saw the picture of them, I was like, tell me they don't. Like, I know they're both disheveled, but beyond that, like the face.
Dude, that's what we were saying. And me and Nicole already said if they walk into these ice caves and Matthew McConaughey is just smoking a cig, giving a
Dude.
full monologue, I should hate it, but I don't think I would.
Dude, that'd be pretty epic.
I don't think I would. If Woody Harrelson just pops out and starts saying quotes from White Men Can't Jump, I would also be excited about that. I just feel like there's nothing those two can do wrong that we would be like
He's
upset.
dunking a basketball in the ice
But
cave. No, I'm
in
just kidding.
reality, I think it's going to be the uncle like calling him.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
Russ
And
is going to be on the other line, or he's going to be like landing on a plane or something. But I'm very interested. And then you made a really funny comment. And you were like, "What if he just walks into the shot and goes like, 'Hey, Mom,' to Rose?" And I'm like, I would die. But I would also
he's
be
like
like,
over there having like a breakfast with her, like, hey, like,
"Oh!" And I thought we were past this, but we firmly believe that yes, there's a supernatural element, but at the base of this, it's going to be humans are the monsters.
yes.
There's going to be a rational
Yeah.
explanation
A
for everything, and that's what I
reasonable
mean,
one.
dude. We got to cover Leah and where the shit is Darwin. Kayla's a rat, so is her granny.
So for
The
grandma,
homebrew going to the ice caves. Someone's got to die. Pete's cleaning up bodies. Like
there's gonna be a lot. I can't imagine they're just gonna be short in those ice caves.
Ice caves are scary, dude. They're scary.
It's gonna be some Squid Game shit too, where they're like dropping through.
Right.
I'm not about that. I'm not doing that.
Can I admit something to everybody right now? I never finished Squid Games. Because, and let me just say this, I'm not trying to be a dick. I know it's really good. I refuse.
Good.
You remember we did one book, one school?
Yeah.
And they were like, read the Hunger Games. And I was like, why? I have garages to hang out in
Yeah.
and bottles to smoke out of. I got better things to do. And then they were like, no, everybody in the school has to write a paper on this. And I watched them on TikTok and did a whole reaction with them. They were fine. But I remember when they told us the concept, I was like, so it's the Running Man. I was like, it's the Running Man. And just to be a dick, I was like, I wrote a paper, turned in Miss Buchanan.
They're the
my
same.
teacher.
After you said it, Rob and I just watched it like 3 weeks ago or something.
I never
like
watched
that.
the full series, but I refuse to watch. I just
not
refuse to
Hunger Games,
acknowledge
the
anything
Running
that's
Man.
the Running Man. So
Yeah.
I'm like, it's the Running Man, and
It's the same
it's
thing.
cool. Right? It's fine. I don't need it. I got to be in the mood too for murder for game hire.
Yeah.
Like the world sucks. I know we're poor, and I know we probably do jacked up stuff for money. Me and you were yelling about how much money it would take for us to move a body on the internet live like a week ago. I don't think that's a good thing to be doing.
I
But
was just explaining Hamburger Helper to Rob, so I get it.
Oh, the finale's 80 minutes. Look it. Thank you. See, quick, concise, to the point.
Oh, God
hire
bless.
this person to write your articles. Hire much better.
The finale is 80 minutes. Period. End of article.
Done. Stupid idiots. How do people get those jobs? I hate that. 80 minutes. Okay, I can tolerate that. I really didn't know we were going into the finale after last week.
I thought it was 8. 8 episodes it was going to be.
Season 1 is 7, right? Or is it 8?
I thought it was
It's 8. It's got to be 8. Yeah.
I mean, we can look, but like, no, this is 6 is short. I just thought. I was like, that's like, come on.
Yeah.
6 hours. That's it. A little over 6.5. We're going to get.
I'm worried. I'm like, I feel like Pete's gonna get betrayed by Leah or Kayla or.
He already got betrayed
all of
by
these things would
Kayla,
affect him.
essentially. She kicked him out.
He's our sweet golden boy. I will not acknowledge anything. Murderers don't let kids who had their parents just die win games. I'm telling you, Nicole.
Yeah.
I can see myself in high school going out to play basketball, and I'd be like, I don't give a shit if your parent died.
Yeah.
I've been living the dead parent life. Like, we're playing today. Like, I wouldn't be an extra jerk, but I'm telling you, I'm that competitive. I'd be like,
yeah.
Oh no, we will not.
You're not
doing that. Nice people, murder people don't do that. Pete is good.
So you weren't the kid to pass the ball to like the kid with Down syndrome to score the shot?
No, never. No.
You're like, not today.
Pre-set up by both teams? No, that's not the job you want me to have.
No.
At all, in any way, shape, or form.
You're gonna come in and
if
be
it's
like,
for real? Yeah, no. I'm gonna stuff it down your throat. Like, I'm gonna be real. It's a problem. Oh, long days and pleasant nights. And may you have twice the number. I think the scientist's dying may have been caused by a ritual gone wrong by the tuttle cult or the winter solstice. Yeah. The winter solstice. The scientist explained to do with the water and the microorgan. That's what I mean here. We're using microorganism that can cure all ailments, but the truth is it's the fountain of youth.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's what it is. It's fountain of
Mhm.
youth. And anybody who wants to live forever is gross. Right. There's so many things that we need to cover. And I'm like, okay, Pete's
Yeah.
taking the bodies out to I'm assuming Kayla's gonna run into him. Dude, that would
No, Leah's gonna
honestly.
run into him, not Kayla.
Oh yeah,
Leah's gonna
Leah's
walk
gonna
into that house because that's her house. She's gonna walk in and be like, "What the fuck?" And he's gonna
shot
be
my
like,
dad and this random addict.
"Are you gonna help me? Like, are you in on
Yeah.
this,
Are you
or are
down?
you going to?" Yeah.
Well, like I said with in the end of the last episode, you really got that pseudo family vibe. It almost felt like a sitcom when they bring Leah into the jail. It's like the big
Yeah.
sister's got the little sister, and the
Yeah.
brother's like, I didn't know shit. And then he's giving you Cheetos and pop,
Yep.
and the mom's mad, and it gave that vibe. But then even at the end, it was the kids telling the mom, "We got this shit."
Yeah.
And when
Like,
she's
we're
like, "You
good.
got it, Pete. You're good. Like we can handle this. We got it. Don't worry. You do this. You do that." And I think it's gonna be kind of the same thing when Leah gets there, and Pete's gonna be like, "Listen. Are you family or are you not?" And
Exactly.
but honestly, I feel like it would be borderline comical if Kayla's like there when the garage opens, and Pete's just like, could you imagine being in like the worst fight with your partner, and this
Oh
shit's
my
going down?
god.
You'd be like, peace. I cannot deal with this. Like, what if Kayla's really not bad, and she's just like, all I wanted was, well, no, she said she didn't want Darwin, and I'm like, ooh, that was rough.
I mean, that's
The way,
rough.
the way it was said was rough. It wasn't like, oh,
Yeah.
our lives got changed, or you know what I mean. It was like,
It's like you didn't even
just say
want
it.
him.
I ruined your life and you never wanted. And she's like, and she don't say no or anything. And I'm like, that could be called we're allowing women to have more than one emotion on screen, which is cool and layered. And I like that. Or I could say, I don't trust Kayla.
Yeah.
I do not
No, I
trust
don't
her.
trust Kayla.
Mm-mm,
No.
I do not. I do not. Are the mics quiet? Okay, that's what we wanted to know. Do the mics sound like crap or do they make us sound better?
Yeah, we don't know
We have no clue. We sound exactly the same to each other.
to each other. Yeah.
And I might be leaning down. I have a problem with doing that. But
Same.
oh yeah, okay. I don't know. I with the Rust stuff, I feel like he can come in and do whatever. The Navarro stuff, I'm like, she is gonna die. This is gonna happen. You're
100%.
absolutely right. Pete, just
Trying
clean
to
up
think
his
of
dad's
anything else
body.
we're missing that we like just
Why does everybody like a huge chunk of people still think Pete is evil? And I'm like, I get it, but I don't.
no.
You got to really convince me. Like,
No.
why would we have that flip at the end? Like fundamentally, why
Unless you
would
think it's evil that he shot his own dad, if that's your theory, then I mean, sure, you're right. He shot his dad, that's evil, but
Mm,
did it for a good cause in my head. So I'm not following that train.
I think your dad needed to be shot in the head. But then I'm like, what if
Yeah.
the mine retaliates?
Well,
Are we
is
going to
it
find out who the catfish was officially? A lot of people think it's
I
Jodie
think it's
Foster.
Jody now that like with the fantasy football and stuff like that, because why all of a sudden is she not checking? It's still fantasy football there during that
Well,
time.
yeah,
Like
you're
right
right.
now in our brain, we're playing it not as because Super Bowl just ended and
Mm,
stuff like that.
you're
In my
right.
brain, you know what I mean? But
Yeah, no, you're right.
technically, there it's only
It would
New
be peak end of
Year's.
the season.
It's New Year's. You're going through like
Yeah,
people.
we're
You know
picking
what
like
I
a
mean?
winner.
You're going through playoffs and stuff. So like her
Shit.
phone should still be buzzing.
Well,
And
I'm
why did
also
they bring
like,
up Tinder? Like you said, was that just for Tinder to have a play? Which Tinder
Tinder gets
doesn't.
dropped quite
Tinder
often.
doesn't need. Everyone
Like I
knows
said,
what fucking
imagine being a
Tinder is.
because you can use company names to an extent, but I'm like, I highly doubt Tinder was like,
They don't need to. I mean,
please drop
unless
our
you guys are
of all the
doing that
shows to
bad.
drop your name though, of all the shows to drop your company's name, I would be like, True Detective Lady Murder?
Tinder?
God damn it. But I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I think that after what I said last week with if I was Jodie Foster and I think what my theory, which is she's gonna find out she always has known that the car crash that killed her husband and her son wasn't a car crash.
Yeah.
And they made it look a certain kind of way. And I'm like, oh, if you made it out to look like my husband was out here drunk driving, killed
Maybe
himself and my
Hank was the
son,
one that investigated it also.
oh no, it'd be on. I'd be banging all your husbands. I'd be taking
Yeah.
all your money. So I'm like, oh, if she thought Hank was involved, yeah, give me your money. I would ruin all of your lives in the shadows too. I
What if
would.
she already knew about the Annie K shit and that's why she's kind because like she knew a lot going into that murder about Annie K. What if she knew something about Hank and that's why she was like, fuck it, I'm gonna take this motherfucker's money. I'm gonna take his money. What if she knew?
Right.
It's not in. It's not
I'd take your money
impossible.
if I thought you were involved
I
with
think it's
harming my
her.
family. Yeah,
It's like, why? Literally, they're not saying stuff anything about
I would
fantasy
play the long
football. All
game.
of a sudden, it's still going on in
Right.
that show. It's still happening.
Oh no, we're definitely gonna have an after finale video going live for sure.
Oh, for sure. Yep.
Last Finale season 1 when the galaxy opened up right before Rust got wonder if they'll special effects for
Well,
that's
because
what
you
I
have the
mean there.
northern lights and stuff up there too.
Right, and that would be a cool one to use, would be the
That'd be
Northern Lights.
beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I love that scene, not only because everything is the Dark Tower to me, and he's specifically Roland of Gilead, but and it's like going toe dash, or if you know what I'm talking about, but whatever, neither here nor there. Because as an audience, we're going like, is he mentally ill? Is he dying? Is he whatever? You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Because I just got a comment earlier on another video that was like, no, Rust, it's from drug use. And I'm like, that's never explicitly said. I mean, he says like, I've been on drugs, I've been jacked up over, but he doesn't say like,
Yeah.
I'm seeing shit because of whatever. He says that he doesn't sleep sometimes and he thinks that brings it on, but we never explicitly say Rust is whatever. That's
Yeah.
why that happened. And I'm like, I love shit like that. I know people hate the Sopranos ending, but I don't mind it because I'm like, oh, it's always uneasy. Tony feels uneasy and anxious and anxiety ridden everywhere, and we have to end the show that way. Going, did he die? Did he not die? What's going
Mm-hmm.
on here? And I like things like that, but I understand where other people don't.
Yeah.
But a Yeti ain't going to jump out of the ice because that was
No.
a straight up
No.
supernatural thing.
No.
This show's always been supernatural from the opening of season 1. What do you call a ritualistic antler death killing in the woods? Like, obviously, there's some type of supernatural element. There always has
Something.
been. But you can't do that with this show because at the end of the day, it was always the monster is always a human at the end of the
Yep.
at the
It's
end of
just
the
like
day.
Scooby Doo, man.
Right.
They
And
pull
that's
off
the
the
story,
mask.
right? Where it's like
Unless it's a man running around in a Yeti costume because the water got him so could you
right.
imagine if they pull some
Honestly,
dumb
that's the thing
shit?
I'm like second most curious about besides Rose is like Clark's not a bad guy, right? And we're gonna talk to him, right?
I mean, because he's with Annie K. Annie K wasn't bad. I don't think he's bad. I think he's just
I think that people that are more spiritual or closer to that other
yeah.
side are better protected against whatever this man-made screechy noise that we think.
Whatever it is, yeah.
Right. And I think that they're more protected, and I'm assuming, like, Otis might have been more like that,
Same.
and
Yep.
we were saying that, we were like, even our guy friends that we think close off that other side, that intuition
Yep.
side, tend to have more, like, drug issues and things like
Yeah.
that. I feel like they're
Substance
overwhelmed.
abuse. Yep.
Mhm.
I don't
And
think
I'm
they
like,
understand what it is.
Otis Otis, and then we got, Clark, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm not saying his was with
We don't know if
substances,
Clark
I'm just
wasn't
like,
on drugs. We don't know.
I just think that I'm just because everything could be explained with like even the beginning having like that creepy shot of somebody running by in the hallway.
Mhm.
Like that's going to be Clark, and he's been living underneath this shit, right?
Yeah.
Like there's no other way like that you
No,
survive.
there's something he's in the ice tunnels.
Yeah, he's living
Yeah.
large in the
Yeah.
shit. Yeah,
For all
I
you
just
know,
want to know
they're
what's down
connected.
there.
For all you know, they're connected to the Salal Center. Like,
Right.
you don't we don't know how far these things go. They could be connected to the town and people are just rummaging, like, you know what I mean?
People are like banging all the husbands. I'd bang every husband. I'd piss this entire town off. I would take everybody's money. If I really knew in my heart you harmed my family,
Your
like I don't even
son?
have kids, but like my nephew even. Oh no. Oh yeah, I would definitely stay here, win my fantasy football league, piss all of you guys off. I would piss everybody off winning the football league.
Oh,
Bang
and
all
that
your
would be the
husbands.
biggest piss off for them. That would be
Yeah,
the biggest, like, oh my
bang all
god.
your husbands and then catfish everybody else and take their money. For sure. And like I said, she has to put up this facade of I'm being disrespectful. I don't like this. But the truth is she's trying to keep everybody safe and she's pretending to be dumber than she is.
Oh, for
But
sure. She's trying to
I'm
play the
like,
dumb woman role when in reality
really think
she's
about
not
it.
at all.
If I think that you killed my kid and my husband and you made my husband out to look like a drunk and
Yeah.
it's his fault, that's what really got me. I was like, oh, they made it look like he was a drunk driver. That's
Yeah.
you nasties. No, I would touch every husband's dick in that town. I would. I would ruin every relationship. I would. I know myself. I know I'd be like, no, let's take it to I'm gonna ruin your life town for the rest of
I
eternity.
mean, I could hear the phone calls now.
Right.
I
Yeah,
can
that's what
I
I
can
did,
see it.
Nicole.
I can see it.
Yeah, right. It would happen.
Just you
Wait,
really
no,
gotta
Wes
think it's
does
her
say that.
kid. It's her kid, dude. It's her child. That's a totally different animal, man.
No, man. Just honestly thinking about the end of those both finales, Sopranos and season 1, just makes me go,
I know what happens already at the end of Sopranos, so,
"Oh,
like,
no, yeah,
you
I'm not
talked
I mean,
about it,
no,
like,
no,
I've
for
seen everything. I haven't watched the show, but I'm going to, but I know what happens because
Uncle Junior is the
obviously
best.
everyone
Just rem
talks about it.
Uncle Junior is the best character. I don't care what anybody
Don't ruin The
Uncle
Wire, though,
Junior.
for me, guys. Come on. I'm rolling through that one good.
No, you're chugging through the wire.
Oh, we're in season 2 already.
Seriously, though, I mean, if you really made my husband look like a drunk that killed our kid, I'd be like, "Oh, I'd ruin your lives.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd play
Now
the
it's
long
a
game."
different story if he actually was a drunk and did some
Right.
dumb shit. If you're pretending now and our kid's
And now
dead
my
here,
son's trying to send me messages from the dead.
I'm
Oh,
gonna be pissed.
I would be very upset. And I'm living in
Pissed.
a town of 30 people because I'm good at my job
In the
and better than
darkness.
this asshole.
Think about how we get when we get the winter months here. Like, and it's like 8 hours only. Like, we get sunlight, but it's only like
Oh, I
8
worked
hours.
6 to 6
But
midnights for
yeah,
10 years.
think of
I
like
didn't see the
I just
sun.
got out of my depression, so I couldn't do like when they're like it's all dark all day. I'm like, I'm out.
I easily wouldn't see the sun for, I'm not kidding, 4 or 5 months
Yeah,
unless
no,
it
I
was
believe
coming
it.
up.
I can't do it.
Shit sucks. It's not natural. It's not normal.
No.
But no, I'm like, oh, Pete's not bad. Rose isn't bad. I want to see where I feel like this mining lady feels like I'm in charge because I run this mine. I think
Oh,
she really does have a lot of power, but I don't think she's the one actually
she's not
running
the
shit.
ringleader of whatever's
She's
happening,
not,
but
yeah,
she's in the front and taking care. She's aware, but
yeah.
she's not the one.
She's the puppet that thinks she's the shit. You
Yes,
know what I mean?
correct, correct.
There's always
Yeah,
I know you don't know Lord of the Rings, but for people in the chat, like Worm
I know
Tongue.
Lord of the Rings.
Do you know who Worm Tongue is?
No, not that well, but I mean,
Exactly.
I've watched all
Like
them.
Saruman and Wormtongue, he's the one who's like keeping Theoden under a spell and like babysitting his ass. And then he's like, everybody has a crony like that. And then they try to up jump the
Oh,
master.
well, like Wormtail and fucking Voldemort,
Yeah,
little
there you
fucking
go.
the rat,
Right. A rat. A
fucking
rat.
rat,
A stinking rat.
fucking rat.
Mm. That used to be a code word for my creep coworker too, Peter Pettigrew.
Oh,
Yeah, because sometimes we'd be talking shit on the line, and then if one of
that's
us
a good
saw him
one.
coming up behind, we'd be like, Peter Pettigrew, Peter Pettigrew, Peter Pettigrew. Yeah, that was pretty funny. But
That's a good one though.
yeah, no,
Rats.
but there's always somebody trying to up jump the big head boss, and that's the vibe I get from the mining lady.
Well, yeah, and I think she just thinks she's the shit when in reality you're the shit of a town of like 30 people in Alaska.
Well, you might be
Go
the
to New
shit, but you're not us.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
not
it's
on
like
the
go to New
end.
York City, you'd get your like, you know what I
Oh,
mean? Like
now do
you're
people know
nothing.
this? Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
You're
Do people
fine.
know this? Because, like I said, that drunk mom, her last name's Childress, which is the same
Yes.
as the killer in season 1. But is her kid Leah's shifty girlfriend? Because there's a scene, the drunk driving scene, when Jodie Foster gets her out of the car and she's like, "My baby won't talk to me," and I was like, are you saying that girl's yours? And she's upset because of the video stuff, so she's not talking to you, and you're telling Danvers that all drunk,
I'm not
or
sure.
because they were at a lawyer's office when they
Yeah.
are talking about that. So the person who comes out is not the parent of that.
I thought that was like a teacher or something
But I'm
almost like
like,
who came
okay, is
out.
that your daughter? And you're saying my baby won't talk to me because of the situation going on with our kids and how we got upset? Or are you saying my baby, just your kid won't talk to you and we don't know as an audience? And then, like I said, I heard your last name was
Yeah.
Childress, and I was like, oh,
And
you're
because
talking
you're
about
a drunk, your
shit.
kid's just like, I'm not dealing with this, which is
Right.
possible.
Or because you are in the Tuttle family and you have people doing weird shit to me.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm like, I think it's her daughter that Leah's seeing. And then I'm like, oh, then you are seeing a bloodline of that killer from season
Yeah.
1. Leah's directly involved. We always knew she was a rat, but I'm like, how rat?
How big of a rat?
How big of a rat? And then I was thinking this too, is there anybody with the name William in the other seasons or anything? Because they say that Bill, when Jodie Foster's like, sorry, Bill sucks in bed.
Oh,
I'm like, okay, Bill, William. We don't
yeah.
know if she's using her maiden name. I don't know, but I was trying to think of that too. Where's Kate's husband?
That's the
Where?
bill. We don't
I haven't
know.
been in a nice. Wait. Who's Kate?
Kate McKinnon.
Oh, Kate McKinnon.
Her
Yeah,
husband.
where is
Where
Kate's
is he?
husband?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Good luck in computer class. Do good. You got it. The look on Pete's face when Danvers refers to Hank's fiance as Natasha, and Hank corrects her name and says, Christmas wedding, Pete's face, man. I know Pete's been having the best faces in the background. Like,
Oh yeah.
especially when they get into it. Like, even when Jodie Foster throws the drink in his face at the ice rink, it's like, I'm not getting involved in this.
He's just kind of like,
I'm not getting involved.
Well, even like when he takes his laptop and is like, oh, and then he looks at his dad. When they're like, your dad's smarter than
Oh, no, you're absolutely right, Vicky. You're absolutely right. That's the point, right? No matter who they are, all these people are stuck in the top of nowhere in this little village.
Yeah,
That's true. Like, we all think we're better than each other, but the fact of the matter is, we're all up here with 20 people.
that's what I'm saying. Like her
Small town
business.
shit.
I know that mining company is probably bringing in bang because it's a mining company. Don't get me wrong, but like
Right.
when push comes to shove,
Right.
send
Well,
that
what
lady
I'm
down
saying
there
is,
to CEOs in New York on Wall Street comparative to this little town in Alaska.
for lack of a better term, the Tuttles and them, even like Gross Childress in season 1 was like, which is my worst fear ever when he says to that. I love that scene too, because I feel like they don't get enough credit. The 2 black cops in season 1, like, I feel like they
Oh,
don't get
they're
acknowledged
yeah,
enough. And I'm like, they're great.
they're
And
doing good.
they're just trying to do their thing too. And you can tell Russ is like, are you going to pick up on, are you a true detective or not, bud?
Yeah.
But that scene when he comes up and he's like, oh yeah, no, I know the whole coast, boss. And I'm like, that is
Yes.
my worst goddamn fear. Somebody saying some deliverance shit to me like that. And then he's like, we've been here a long, long time.
Long
And
time.
oh, it's creepy. But it's almost like we look at ourselves as like the royal family. We've
Mhm.
been here, we own this, we do this weird shit. So I'm like, whoever's really in that might be letting you in here, mining lady. It might be it might be giving you power and stuff, but you'll never be in our what we look at ourselves as a
Yep.
royal family and grossness,
Yep.
nastiness. I'm just I really liked this season. I think this is the best season since 1.
Mhm.
And nothing's ever going to be better than season 1.
No.
Nothing's ever going to be better than that. It's the best one-off season of television ever created. It's perfect. There's point like period, but I'm like, if we can even get like close, that I'm cool with it.
We're
And
good.
I really like this season, and I like the using the dark and all that. And making it more supernatural, or is it supernatural?
Well,
We don't
using the
know.
night and like the colors is kind of cool because they had
Well, they've
to.
always been
Otherwise,
big
the
on
whole
color.
show would just be dark. Like if you think about it, it would just be
Honestly, I didn't think about that until the other day, just how I think that would be the scariest part of having something happen out here, right? It wouldn't be the fear, it wouldn't be freezing to death. Like I said at the end, you start to feel kind of okay freezing to death,
yeah.
but it would be the dark. It would be
Mhm.
yellow. One of them had a line where they said that, and I really was like, "Oh shit, yeah."
Yeah.
You'd be in pitch black scariness.
Who's
That
like
would be
yeah.
scary.
Yeah.
I would not like that. I would not like that one bit.
No.
I wouldn't. I would not. I thought Kate's hubby was the teacher, but he had a
I thought that
right.
too, dude.
No, and that
When
teacher's a rat.
when they showed up to the teacher's house, I'm like, "Wait, is he with?" But I'm like, "That's not Kate McKinnon." We all know that's not her
No.
name, but that's not her. But I was like, "Why am I getting the vibes? That's his. They're together. They were." I got the
Yeah.
same vibe.
And
That
that's
that
what I
was
mean too, but
his.
like how quicker to get the town to hate you and think nobody's telling me nothing than to bang everybody's husband.
Oh yeah, as a female, if you were a
Yeah.
dude, no one would care.
Right.
But
And nobody look at how Kayla's like, oh Pete, I don't know if I trust you around Danvers. And it's like you got a reputation and she likes it that way.
yeah,
And I'm like, I like this. I do. I like old ladies banging. Good for you, Jodie Foster.
get it, Jody.
I like having all ages represented and allowing other genders to do what if a male character was doing it, we'd all go, oh, it happens. But
Yep.
so I appreciate, but I definitely think this is strategic on her end. I do. And I think that Connolly is going to get killed possibly because I think that mining lady's like, you couldn't take care of the loose ends before.
Yes.
That's why I had to ask Hank to do it this time.
Yep.
And
Well, she's gonna
he was a
find out
good
Hank's
guy.
gone real quick. That's gonna be the you know what I mean? Because
Right.
like she knows he didn't just up and leave. I mean, you
Right.
can get a flight manifest, I'm sure, pretty quickly from that airport, especially if you're her, to be like, what planes were in and out of here and who was on them? Like, you know
Right.
what I mean? Like to be like, did he leave? Because you can't go far.
Right. Where's anybody going? Nowhere. Nowhere in this
And
place.
it's the middle of a storm that night. So people aren't out like you're not gonna go drive.
What
I
is
mean,
there to do? What is there to do? I'm like,
you're
it's
dude,
so desolate.
it's just like up north when I'm thinking I'm
Connolly's a
like,
rat, but the way Jodie Foster said to him a girl's dead. A woman's
Yeah.
dead. And she's disappointed. I'm like, oh, you know, this is something he would care about.
Yeah.
That would
I
be
don't
like
think he
me or
always was a
you.
rat.
That would be like me or you all of a sudden like saying something we know the other one really cares about, and then going like, "Oh, what do you mean?" And it's like obviously like, "What, man? Like this is something you would have cared about back in the day. Like I
Yeah.
know you're a good man." Type like, "Who are you? What happened to you?" Type deal. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Connolly. But then I do think that he moved her out to Ennis and didn't tell that mining lady or nothing because that was this show's meticulous. So when somebody
Yeah.
says something, it means something. When she says to Hank, I don't know where she came from. She got exiled out here out of nowhere, got shoved on us. And I'm like, wait, we heard before that Connolly placed you out there
Yep.
specifically for nighttime shit. What? Okay. This doesn't seem like, I think you wanted a good cop out there and you wanted to move ahead and she was a
Yeah.
better cop than you. But I think you genuinely were like, I know who might make some good happen out there.
I agree. I think he has a good heart. He's just letting
A
the
coward.
the work's getting the
Yeah,
best
you're
of
being
him.
a coward. You're being a company man bitch.
Yeah.
You're being a little bitch.
Nope. That's what I
Let me
think.
fix this. No. I know. But no. Rose can't be bad. So all our eggs are in the Navarro dies basket. Pete saves Danvers. And then what was it? Rose can't be bad. She's either
Rose
Rust's
can't be bad,
mom
and
or
Russ is gonna make a cameo
yeah, but
of
it's not
some
going to be
sort.
direct.
Yeah.
Hmm.
If it was direct, that'd be pretty sick, but I don't think it will be. I don't think
I'm
they're gonna
just
do
like, how
that.
do we involve Marty? Like he just becomes Rust's bud. I don't.
I don't see Marty making his way up to
Well, hi,
Alaska.
Mike. Oh yeah, he is running for. I thought he was running for like sheriff or something, but then I'm like, what am I talking about?
No,
It's
he's
not.
all about politics and trying to get ahead
Yeah, he's
in
a
that
coward.
realm. Yeah.
He's a coward.
He knows you
I'll,
gotta
I'll
play.
tell him like I told people at Ford, you're a coward. You're a
Yeah,
coward
no.
who's going to sit back and let this happen.
He's playing his little game of chess to get ahead, and that's all he's focused on.
But I think deep down at one point he was
Oh, deep
a
down,
good
that's what
cop.
I'm saying. He has a heart. He just is not.
Or he got
He's not.
scared. Coward. Either way.
Yeah.
Coward either way. We don't want Kavik to be bad. And I will
No.
admit I was wrong about him possibly. But either way, I know he's got information. Leah, I'm worried about you. Where's Darwin?
Where the fuck's Darwin?
We got Childress's confirmed. I couldn't believe that. I really couldn't. I was
That
like,
was a good catch.
shut up. And then I was like,
That was
God, I
a
remember
real
hearing
good
that and
catch.
laughing. And
No, I
they're
was
like,
cracking up
yeah,
over that and thought nothing of it. I was like,
it's the
this is
guy at the
hilarious.
window.
Yeah,
The guy at
when
the
he's
window,
like,
he
is
goes,
that blah blah again? Yeah,
is that Stacy fucking Childress? And it's like,
yeah,
oh, haha, small town. And I'm like,
again.
oh no, like we know that name. That's not good. And like I
Yeah,
said, stay off the grass. What's the guy mowing in season 1? The grass.
the grass.
It means I own this land and shit, and I think I
Yep.
own everybody on it and can do what I want with them.
Well, she's driving around drunk like
You
she
guys
can
remember the feeling?
land.
You guys remember the feeling of when we figured out that guy on the lawnmower was that shot? I restarted True Detective. This is true. Eric pissed me off. My ex pissed me off. We got off work. It was like 5 a.m. It was the weekend though. So it was Friday into Saturday morning. And he's like kept watching Peaky Blinders he did something to piss me off watching shows. And I was like, okay, I know we've really been looking forward to starting this True Detective. I'm going to start it without your ass because I know you're going to sleep and I got a solid 2 hours in me. Well, once you start True Detective, it's like, I can't stop.
Yeah.
He wakes up like after episode 3 or 4. And I'm like, oh, no, we can restart. So we restarted it. 4 or 5 episodes go by. Jacqueline shows up later in the day and she's like, what are you guys doing? We're like, no, we'll restart it. And we restarted it again and watched it all the way through. And so I watched it like 3 times the first time I watched it. And I'm like, it's so good.
It's
So
good.
good. So he's a lying sack. Yeah, he's a lying sack of shit. I have to go watch it. Yeah, no, it's just the drunk driving scene. And that guy yells out the window. He's like, is that fucking Stacy Childress? And I was like, maybe I'm mishearing it. Maybe I'm hearing it wrong. And so I replayed it twice. And I was like, no, that's what it is.
That's it.
But yeah, we're anxiously waiting. Oh, yes. No, I'm excited for the discourse after. I really am.
Mhm.
There has got to be a lot of people keep bringing up the trafficking part. And I'm like, maybe that is the main thing is snatching up kids to get into the trafficking trade, and it's not going to
Yeah.
be anything supernatural at all. It's not going to be ritual killings
You're
at all.
close to, like, Russia and stuff up there to, like, ship them over.
Oh, and that could be the warning, like I was saying in my review. I think we talked about too, like the warning on the rocks and that
Yeah.
granny going off on him back in the day. I was like, that's
You're
not
gonna get
from.
stuck in there, like,
But
and get
they were,
trafficked,
yeah,
like,
they were under the impression
taken
their grandparents were afraid for them to fall through the ice.
and
But
die.
really, I was like, no, they know who dicks around in those caves and stuff, and they
That's a
know
r
that they're nasty, but they're not trying to scare the shit out of these
Yeah,
kids.
it's a good
And
theory for sure.
I'm like, oh, it could be all trafficking. It could all
Yeah.
be tunnels and
No, you can
trafficking
get
and
right up to, like,
nastiness.
Russia and stuff right there.
Ugh, gross,
Yeah,
gross. I hate the world. I really do.
and it would
I was
play
just.
into season 1
I'm
big.
not trying to go down no rabbit holes, but I was watching. I hope that Ghislaine Maxwell gets the shit kicked out of her every day. You know what
Dude,
I mean? I hope people in prison really stomp your goddamn head in. I was
she
listening to
is
it was like a friend of hers was talking about like the way she spoke about these girls, like they were
like an object.
yeah, and I'm like, oh, and I talked about that with Succession, but I mean that's not what's going on in Succession. It's gross, nasty shit. It's just the way that like they use sex in that. I was like, no, because these mega rich people don't get off in the same way
Yeah,
normal people do. And I was like, this one has an issue here. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, rich people are fucking weird
weird.
and strange. And oh no, the way they talk, it's so nasty. It's so gross. I'm just like, I would love to beat you up.
Yeah,
I would love to beat the shit out of you every day before dinner.
yeah,
That if I
you
had a life
deserve
sentence,
it.
I would dedicate my life to that. I'd be like, who's the biggest piece of shit in here?
Well, it's like, yeah, like, well, that's usually what they do.
I
It's like, you're not going anywhere.
that's a real thing. Like I was saying, if you guys want a really good movie to
Yeah.
watch, it's a hard watch. Wind River talks about it really great. Somebody watched it with me like the first time we hung out, like, and they were trying to, and I was like, "Are you sure you want to watch this?" I could tell that he was just an idiot and didn't realize
Ah,
what movie he was putting on, and I was
you
like,
thought it was gonna be like a
it was like
cutesy,
top
like
whatever streaming that week, and I was like, I know what this is about. I,
I
assault
don't
on
think
women
you
and
do,
how it doesn't
bud.
get reported, and how they
Yeah.
go missing and nobody cares.
Probably better
Yeah,
if we put on a Marvel movie.
right, right, you idiot. So are they taking the babies now so much apart of the Ukraine? Right. No, and that's man, that shit is heartbreaking. It's past heartbreaking. I can't get into it. I'll start getting. This is why, if anybody want to know, I hide in True Detective and in Game of Thrones because this shit is way easier to deal with than the real world and the horrible,
Yep.
horrible things that go on. And it's a fucking apartheid state. Okay, I can't go full. I can't go full in. You know I will, Nicole. If anybody wants to hear me
Yeah.
rant, I'm named after Abigail Adams. She was the first lady. Like she was a big deal. She was like Thomas Jefferson. Slaves are bad, and women should be able to do things. And she hated Ben
Basic human
Franklin and
rights.
called him a womanizing piece of shit. She had mad beef with everybody. She was mother to Quincy Adams, or John Quincy Adams, wife to John Adams. Like she was a woman ahead of her time. So I'm like, no, I'm named after Abigail Adams. My dad ran for Congress and shit. I'll go hardcore political, but
Like your mom said, it's a strong name to live up to.
Abraham, it is a big name.
Yeah.
I was like, you're not wrong, Mom. You're not wrong. Okay, I think that if it's trafficking, they could just fully be snatching these kids.
Yeah. I mean, you literally just put them in those ice tunnels, I'm assuming, and then you can get them on a ship.
Well, what if the mine working isn't mine working at all?
It's
And
creating tunnels.
it's just tunnel digging.
Yeah.
And don't people, I mean, not to make anybody upset, but don't like crazies think there's a bunch of shit under Antarctica and everything?
I
Some
think
shit Joey
there's a
thinks?
theory there. I think there's a theory there. I don't follow that one.
No, it's a big thing.
But
Like
also,
nobody can go
think of
there,
all the
but
tunnels that keep popping up. Like, obviously, there's the
I was
Gaza
gonna go
ones.
down the
But
Idaho
then,
with the Idaho 4 rabbit hole.
not even that. No, think of New York City that just happened with the Jewish people, the Jewish community.
Mm, let's not step on that
But
because
also, like,
I
there's
think that's
tunnels
being very misconstrued.
everywhere.
People are getting weird about it. Yeah,
There's
I will
tunnels
say,
in
I
Highland
get what you
Park,
mean. It is
like,
everywhere. I get
and
what
here
you
in
mean.
Detroit. Like, there's tunnels everywhere.
Yeah, but like that's old infrastructure. Okay, I
Yeah,
can't go down the. I'm just saying it could be convenient to have drilling equipment and shit if you know how to
that's
move people through these caves, and it could all be about trafficking, and that is a very real thing of nobody giving a shit about indigenous women and what goes on. It's
true.
fucked up. And the fact that, like I said, it's 2024. I live in America. I don't live in fucking a third world country. And the fact that there's people in my state whose kids don't have clean water to
Yeah.
drink is nuts. That's insane. It's what? Do we live
Yeah.
during the what? Is it 1900? What is happening right now? Do we live during the Industrial Revolution? What is happening?
It's insane.
It's fucked up. Oh man, now I'm just like, if it's the trafficking rabbit hole though, that means they're taking these kids at birth. And like I said, what if it's not like a ritualistic thing we find out? Like right now.
Yeah.
What if it's just signaling like this is a trafficking area, this is the tunnel to use to do that, and that's what those little
Exactly.
circles mean and the shit. And it's like, ugh.
It would
What if
make
it's
where
we're
the
straight up taking
Carcosa
these
symbol
kids?
came from too, and how it's like, you know what I mean?
Nasty.
Ugh.
Ugh. That's what I mean, man. I really don't think I'd have a problem beating somebody like Ghislaine Maxwell up every day.
No, she's
Beating the shit out of them. I know that violence isn't the answer, but I'm like, sometimes it is.
she kind of deserves it.
For real though,
Let's
like
be real
kids.
though.
And I'm not saying
most
that like women should be
vulnerable
held to a
and
higher standard,
innocent.
but women that can do that to other women or little girls and get them involved is like
There's whether you have
there's something
children or
really
not,
fucking wrong.
there's a mothering instinct in all of us women,
Right.
like comparative to like
But
males.
there's something wrong.
Yeah.
There's something really wrong if you can do that to other women.
Yeah.
Like you're a
And
real monster.
children,
Right.
like kids.
And
Yeah,
that's what I mean
it's
here. If they're straight up snatching babies out of this hospital and giving them off for trafficking in this, oh my god, that'll be.
Well, and it would
It'll
make
be
sense why they're
heartbreaking.
talking about the mail order bride from Russia. Like, why even bring that up?
Right.
I know that's where
Are we going to find out the catfish?
Most mail order brides I get come from there, but like it is a weird point to bring up.
I don't know how I feel, man. I definitely think there's a frequency involved.
There's
I definitely
something
want to
like
see this
that.
polar bear's eye. We're
Maybe when they're
eye start to
digging.
heal.
Yeah.
I've said this on every live, and it's going to majestically walk off into the distance. But once they like solve it or figure whatever out, that
It's
bear's
probably
eye
going to
is
go
gonna
with
start to heal.
Navarro when she's dying. Like the
Ooh.
spirit. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. And I do think that's a good take when people are like, her name will be Sedna, but I don't think we're going to find out her indigenous name at all. I think it's a figuratively thing, and she's going to be like, I know who I am, and it'd be cool if I did know that, but
unless her mom tells her once she passes, but
you called it though when you were like, what's the opposite of Father, Son, Holy Spirit? I'm mom, daughter, and you were like, Navarro, her sister and her mom. I was like, holy shit.
Yep.
Oh, we were worried for Pete. Man, I still want to know where Darwin is. I do not trust Kayla. I don't know how she's going to be involved, though.
The last time we saw him, I think.
Do you think that we're going to see whoever the head honcho really is? Because that's the whole thing with True Detective Season 1 is like, when he says that, he goes, I don't know how high up this goes. I don't know how far this goes.
You just see the
we
one
got a lackey. Like, that was the big catch for us, but that was a lackey compared to this other shit we're figuring out is happening. So, I don't know. Darwin's not missing, but they have not shown him on screen.
Yeah, they just haven't showed him.
And Pete ain't home, so we have no clue what's happening with that kid.
Yeah.
And that grandma all of a sudden dipped out. And that's why Kayla was at the laundromat. And Navarro's like,
she was sick or whatever, but...
Did Granny dip out with Darwin?
Take him?
Damn it. I'm telling you, there's something worse is going to happen with Pete.
Yeah.
Either with Leah or something. I mean, losing Navarro is going to affect him, but...
I think losing Pete or Darwin's going to be way worse than Leah.
Being betrayed by Kayla, Leah, anybody in this group would really affect him even more. But I'm like, oh man, but if it's trafficking, that is, oh my god, I don't know what's worse.
With his child,
right?
Like Leah's probably too old.
What if we find out they're being paid off? Because, like I said, I already was saying the nomads and stuff. I think that some native people are involved in this bullshit. I think they are.
I think certain ones
are. And I'm like...
There has to be.
Right. It's the same as some work at the mine and this and that. But I'm just like... Kayla, I think you're involved, and I'm concerned. I really am.
Her grandma is up
and she's a nurse, given at the hospital.
At the hospital, so she's got an in of knowing, like, what's going on.
Yeah. No, exactly. It's a betrayal of no other. Like, a girl could do this to me, another woman, like somebody I go to help keep the group safe. It's as far as the homebrew. Oh yeah, maybe he only makes it Water from the ice from the ice fishing shack. That's not connected to the pipes. Contaminated by the mines. What if I'm totally wrong about the boyfriend and this whole time the homebrew's been the only safe thing in town?
I'm telling you, I think that is safe because the miners all go there and get drunk and don't, like you said, don't drink the water. But maybe that's actually what the homebrew
special.
Maybe that's what the homebrew looks like. They never actually say if it's beer. Like, they're not like, oh, give me a Budweiser. Like, they're not in cans always. Sometimes it's glass, I think. I got to go back and look.
Yeah, no, I think they're drinking out of glasses at the bar.
Are they?
No, or is it bottles?
Maybe he bottles some. Like, he could bottle it.
Well, I remember thinking when Navarro dumps that Bailey's into that piece of shit's truck. Oh, yeah, and they're rats too. The king crab ladies.
King crabs.
The Kingler
they
people.
knew shit when they were like, that's demonic or whatever, and kind of just were
like, well,
like,
she says, you know, this magic witch symbol, and they immediately go, that's a devil sign. And I'm like, oh, no, I think they're bad.
Yeah.
Like
or
I said,
they
I'm going
know,
back and Lulu,
or they're
I don't trust
involved.
you. Lulu's out the squad. The dispatcher, she's bad. And I purposely think that they were messing up the Portuguese and Spanish. And they show her going like, I don't know how to speak Spanish. And it's like, no, you control all the in and out of what goes on here.
Exactly.
And if you're telling everybody they need a Spanish speaker, but really they need a Portuguese speaker, I literally did that. I called Roach. I was like, translate this shit. 30 seconds later, that's not Spanish.
He's like,
it's Portuguese. And I'm like, I'm an idiot. I'm really sorry. But and then you were like, no, Portuguese speaking listeners were like, no, this isn't flat out Portuguese.
They're saying it's like a weird Portuguese.
The caption said Spanish. I think they were trying to throw us off, but specifically that lady's like on the phone, and that would show the audience she controls all the information coming in and out of the station.
Yep.
And I don't trust you. I don't trust Lulu
just
now.
Like when they called about Annie K and Hank didn't do anything, she clearly took that call. Right. So there's a record of that.
You got to push that through to Hank.
Yeah.
You got to. So who's doing that? Why is the only person in jail a female? No, facts though. Only a female associate of Epstein, and all the men go free. Right. Maybe as a society, we find it much easier to demonize a woman. But this one deserves it. But no, absolutely. Yeah. That shit. We all know that this is some connected weird shit going on.
Yes.
Gross. I hate that shit. I really do.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't advocate for like torture or anything like that, but I'm like, I turn the other way for some shit. If you can convince me, if you could prove me, like I've been reading about this Gilgo Beach killer.
Reading about that? Yeah.
Jump on that. That way we can do that and Idaho for.
Yeah. No, I know what you're talking about.
No, dude. And they were like, he liked to hunt.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh no. And then hearing what was on his hard drive, I'm like, no. You're somebody you're a dog. Like there's no, you need to be put down.
You are a monster.
That's what needs to happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck? That one's crazy. God, this is going to be real. I feel like the ending's going to be real sad. I feel like this is going to be emotional.
Yeah, I'm going to probably be crying. I'll be
on here. Shocked. I remember when we got to the end of season 1 and they both made it. But I was like, you can't kill off Woody. You can't kill off him.
No way they were going to kill him. I was like, there's no way they're going to kill off Russ. Like, he's too...
But he does take a machete to the chest. Like a goon.
Yeah.
Marty gets hit too. And they're like holding each other in this crater. Like, oh, hey, bud.
I know.
Lay in your lap.
I thought they would on that season, but they didn't. So I don't, like I said, no way Liz is going
down. The pack of cigarettes in the Tiffany's box. Every time I think of you, I'm like, that is exactly what Nicole would do.
I would.
But except it wouldn't be a pack. It would be like 2 Lucy's.
That's what, oh my God. Side note, I sent you this dumbass TikTok and it's some lady like,
was it a Newport painted car?
No, it was like, I'm from downriver and it's bullshit. It's like, we're from downriver where we like park this. And it's like nice, making downriver sound nice. And I'm like, that is bullshit. And I look over at Rob and Rob goes, who the hell is making this video? That's not accurate.
What you're saying is we need to go make one at the Kroger.
We need to go make one of our own because I look over at Rob. I'm from downriver.
You avoid any eye contact at any Kroger anywhere.
Where you can get Lucy's from your gas station.
No. So I'll read you a text. From Hannah about the Kroger 2 nights ago.
I'm from downriver where 14-year-olds can buy blunt wraps. Like that's
a real text exchange from Monday. Yeah.
The Kroger by your house, I'm assuming?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, that one's a little.
I'm
Like,
at Kroger. This is Sunday at 6:03 p.m. I'm at Kroger. I was standing here waiting for her husband or
Yeah.
fiance, and I just saw I-75. Be Christ. Trying to get a worker's attention, sets off an alarm, then asks where the peanut butter is to play it off. I was like, Jesus Christ. I said, stop it. You saw a Be Christ in the wild, and not only the wild, but Kroger.
Kroger?
I said, that's a rare treat. And she said, ha ha ha, it was. I said, honestly, I had to reread that like 3 times. I don't think it really said in the first time I read it. He was pulling the old, where's the peanut butter at? And she said he set off an alarm of a closed down aisle and then played it off with asking where the peanut butter was and then was dropping shit everywhere. And I'm like, God, no, that's why you avoid. You don't want to talk to anybody at the Kroger ever.
No,
Oh,
don't
no,
go.
especially the can return.
No, you got to watch this one. This lady's trying to upsell it like, we go to Kroger where there's a Starbucks on every corner. And you're like,
I'm from downriver. That's not real.
we're from downriver. Like, you're always stopped at a railroad track. I'm like, okay, that's true, but like, this isn't funny. And also, downriver is not classy. So
No, we're the
what
worst.
are we? Yeah, I'm like, what is going on here?
It's somewhere between white trash and trying to be something we're not.
I thought it was going to be funny. So I'm like, okay, what's she going to like spin like about getting broken into or robbed or something? And then it's like,
in theory, and then we'll go back to True Detective. Could you get Rob to send me like 4 clips of you walking down the street today, doing one of that, and I'll edit it together?
Yeah, Rob's got
I'm
TikTok.
downriver, where any female adding me on anything means I'm about to get a message about, are you banging my man?
Yeah, yeah.
Or an OnlyFans invite, which is like, I don't do that. And then I get thrown in that category. And I'm like, I don't jam my own. I'm not a bot.
Like, come on.
Thank you for the live stream. No. Oh, dude, we'll talk murders all day if you guys want us to talk murders. We'll talk true crime murders. That's all me and Nicole talk like outside of this. I think that's why True Detective came so easy to us. Because we were like,
yep. Just like all the podcasts I listen to, that's it. Like,
why do y'all think Pete, the character that made us all love as the hero in episode 5, will be safe from death at the end? Navarro kills Danvers and Pete because Pete couldn't protect his mom against Hank. And so this is going to be his redemption of, I can at least protect Danvers, and he's going to save her. And Nicole called this because she's going to be trapped under the ice, and Pete's going to do what his dad did to get him out.
With that axe.
But also it goes down our Catholicism rabbit hole where Peter is the first disciple and he's the most loyal and he does screw up, but he knows, or Jesus knows, Pete, I can rely on you to carry my message on or my legacy forward, kind of like Danvers was doing in episode 5 to Pete, going like, I know it sucks to hear it, to realize I killed this guy, but I need to know that you can take this over and you're going to be a good cop. You're not going to be what your dad is.
Mm-hmm.
Pete's a good guy. Pete is the young Rust Cole. He's going to become, which is sad to say, but that's a pretty sad. But that's the whole thing too. And I think people forget that Rust Cole, and this is why I compare him to Roland of Gilead, that's something he realizes through this season. And I feel like people don't talk about it enough, that he realizes I need friends. I need others.
Did
and
Rust
it's
Cole
not a
have
weakness.
a daughter?
What?
Rust Cole had a daughter, right?
Yeah, she died.
Pete has a son. Pete has a son. If he's Rust Cole.
Oh, shit. Gonna lose a kid.
Yep, you've been saying it.
What if he goes flying out of the garage and runs him over?
Saying it. I'm telling you, I think he's going to lose Darwin, and that's going to be it. And that's what's going to make him the Rust Cole
Darwin's
going forward.
name is so far away from biblical. Peter, Elizabeth, Eve.
The origin of life and everything.
All
like,
of that is super
evolution, biblical. Darwinism. Like, it's...
Yeah, and that's so far away from it. And I'm like, no, you're not safe.
No. I'm telling you.
No, Kroger ads are really aggressive on YouTube. They're extremely aggressive. Just like the place itself.
Just like the
place. There's a couple nice ones, but not here.
No, I go to Meijer.
People are like overdosing in that parking lot all the time. One time we found 2 ounces of weed underneath someone's tire in high school. Just, I don't know.
Just chilling.
Kroger's lawless. But no, yeah, Pete can't be bad. And here's the thing too, not to be like a dick, but if this show, which is probably the most anticipated show, one of the greatest shows of all time
in years,
and it comes back after 5 years for its big comeback with Jodie Foster, and they make the good guy the bad guy. Oh, who would have seen it coming? I feel like that's a really. I feel like we'd be
Yeah.
unsatisfied with that. I
It's
feel
too
like we'd be going,
easy.
yeah. But I'm telling you guys, rewatch those first couple episodes and listen to what the
Yeah.
shit people are saying in the background, and look for people in the background.
Being little weasels.
And the way they've gotten away from the orange so much, and then just have Navarro wearing that hat.
She's been wearing it the last like 2 episodes every time she's in that orange hat.
Going
I'm
down.
telling you.
But it's going to be on her own terms.
Yeah,
Like I
no,
said.
she's gonna join her family. They're gonna accept, like, they're gonna take her. It's going to be an accepting, thing.
Yeah, and I think that she'll figure out who got Annie prior to that. Everything will have closure.
Yep. Yeah,
But
she'll
there
know
really
where,
is
like,
so much. Because this is now that I'm thinking about it, this is way more different than any other season because of how intimate it is. Because think
yeah,
about it, like season 1 is just sprawling Louisiana. We're going all I think they do go to Michigan at one point. Like they're going all
they're
over.
all over.
You know what I mean? And now we have this tight-knit community and it's such a more intimate setting. We have way more
Yeah,
characters. When we went into the finale season 1, we're like, "Ah, shit. Rust and Cole, are the black dudes cool? We're going to see if they show up." Like, and this is getting real crazy and creepy.
yeah,
And it was just that. We weren't worried about their families. We weren't
nope,
worried about their kids. It was like, we know Marty's wife is okay.
yeah,
And bing, bang, boom. But with this one, it's like, no, the whole town is going to be
yeah,
affected. And I don't know what lady they're going to bring out the woodwork to go, because it's got to be somebody to be seen. And if it's that drunk, I'm going to be, I think she's involved, but I think she's going to be like, this is my cousin and this is my other cousin.
yeah.
And
She's gonna get brought back up in this last episode for sure. She was in the beginning,
Stacey
and she's
killed
gonna
it.
be in the end.
Zero chance. Okay, Navarro was controlling the situation. Yes, like be to clean and clean good. After she gave him those instructions, he was under. Well, this is how I was explaining it. Is it's kids showing their mom, we can handle this shit,
Yeah,
and we got
we
this.
don't
And
need,
it's
like,
this.
we don't always need you.
Yeah, when you get thrown into like a serious situation for the first time, your mom's always going to want to be like, "Let me hold you,
Oh,
Pete. Let me hold you, Navarro." But right now we can't, and we got to show you we can do this shit. And
yep.
I felt like it was you just shot your dad in the head.
Yeah,
It's gonna be stressful, and that's why when Jodie Foster's like, "I'm sorry," like is almost in tears because he says, "I'll stay, I'll clean it up," because she's like, "That's you just shot your dad for me."
yeah,
And when you're in situations that get crazy, it's nice when there's that. I will say this, like, not to be like, "Oh, I'm awesome," but I do well under stressful situations, and like then I'll think back and be like, "What just happened there?" Like,
yeah.
but I'm real good at going like, "You do this, you do that." I had somebody in high school, they fell at the Rubles,
Oh,
busted their head open, was bleeding everywhere. I didn't even know this guy. We were walking up and I was like, "Give me your shirt. You call 911, yada yada." And I'll never forget the smell of iron and I didn't really realize it till after the ambulance. He was fine. He was good, but it was
yeah.
like now I'm kind of shaken up by that, but I'm good in situations like that. And sometimes when those situations
It's
are
usually
happening,
women. Like, my
well,
mom's like that. She's
well,
can
you better hold that shit
snap,
together and
you know
make
what I
dinner and
mean?
have that shit ready to go.
Yeah.
You got more to handle. But not that men don't, but you can fall apart later.
You're
That's what my mom always
expected
said.
to
But
do it.
I'm just like, I don't know how to explain it. I'm just like, not. It's just when serious shit goes down, it's nice to have somebody who's steadfast
Yeah.
through it, and because you feel like you're spiraling. And
Who's
I've been in that
level-headed.
position too. And that person, do you want to know who mine was? Tony Alvarez.
Yeah, I can see
And he was
that.
so calm through everything. So if he
Yeah,
was
I
like,
can see that.
"This is happening," then I was like, "Now we need to panic."
Yep.
Because if I'm panicking and he's panicking, that means something really bad's
Something's
happening.
bad. Yeah.
Right? No, there was 2 ounces sitting right there when we were doing cart collecting. It was a whole thing. No, I really liked this season,
Same.
and I love Mahershala Ali. And I liked season 3, but I liked this way more than I like season
This is
3,
better than season 3,
right?
by far. Everything's better
Damn
than season
Cornhusk
2. We
gals.
all know that.
And then I think Justin Foley from 13 Reasons Why. Did you watch that?
I
'Cause we
started
read
it. I watched season 1, and then I was just like, "I'm out." I watched your
It's beautiful
reviews, and I
garbage.
was like, "I'm enough.
After
This is
season 1, it's
enough."
beautiful garbage, but I'm like, we read that. We like traded that book back and forth in our friend group.
Yeah, we did.
And then I'm
So
just
I
like,
was
did you
like,
watch that? That was madness. No, but Justin Foley in that is in season 3 of True Detective.
"Oh,
I
yeah,
didn't know if
good
you
shit."
watched it though.
Yeah.
Hmm. I don't know. I don't know.
It's
Rose
been
can't be
real.
bad. But Rose, I'm like, shit, you could go, but There ain't no way Rust Cole's family was hanging out with somebody in some fucked shit. There's no
No.
way. There's no way.
Rust,
This
I'm
family of
telling
all
you,
families
Rust is
would sniff you out.
she's not bad. She's not bad.
Right? Yeah, she's not bad. Now
There's
I'm
no
worried
way.
everybody's Batman Beginsing each other. I
She
feel like
wouldn't have went out
everybody's
and found
brothers.
those bodies for for the city
Yeah.
or for whatever you want to say, the city, whatever you want to call it.
It is weird that she was gutting a wolf. That is odd imagery when we first see her. But why would Rust Cole's dad come back and see
I don't know. I also just viewed it
the
as
head
like
of the
you're out in the
Carcosa shit?
dude. I just viewed it as you're out in the middle of the nowhere. Where are you gonna get food? Like
I think that
that's
your brain does funny shit when you're in a place like that.
like I legit just thought she was making dinner.
Well, like I said, I got a comment that's like, "Do you think
Like
she
she
was
wasn't doing
drugging
that in
her?"
New York City. Like if she was in New York City gutting a wolf, I'd be
I
like,
just want to know
okay,
where
this
she
is
came
fucking
from.
weird. Yeah.
Like I said, if it's Louisiana,
Yeah.
connection. If it's Texas, she's Rust's mom.
Yeah.
There's no way
Exactly.
you do a connection like that.
Yeah.
And god damn it, you're right though. If Pete's gonna be the like younger version of Rust Cole before he's jaded and
His kid's
becoming that
gonna
way.
get killed. Darwin's
Darwin, I've been
done.
worried about you from the jump. You're too cute and you look like Jodie Foster's kid.
Yeah. I'm worried.
Do you think that like Kate McKinnon and Rose are gonna just square up in 1v1?
That'd be awesome.
That'd be sick. What if it was
That'd be
gunfight at
sick.
the OK Corral out on the
That'd be
ice?
sick.
I'd be here for that.
Choom.
I'm assuming Rose might take responsibility if they get caught with these bodies.
I could see that. Yeah, because she'd just be like, I'm gonna take the fall.
Yeah. And then we call Rust to come bail his mom out of jail. I'm telling you, man, if we just
Then
need
you got
one
season
sig.
5.
What if it just cuts after like all of a sudden it backs up? Like we see like a plane land or something at the very end.
Yeah.
And it just backs up and we just see a hand holding the sig. And we're just like, oh shit.
Oh shit.
I just want to know how would we rope Marty in? Because I'm just like, we got to remember these are very real characters, you know,
True.
like they're grounded
Yeah.
in reality. Marty doesn't strike me as somebody who'd be like, yeah, Russ, now we're best buds again. We're working together.
We're going
and
to Alaska.
I know that they'd still be working on their shit together. But like I was telling you, like you were saying with Season of the Witch Halloween, that's kind of what they did in season 3 with that documentary lady.
Yep.
And I told you, Roach don't trust that son. He's
Yeah.
been saying Mahershala Ali's son is a scumbag.
He's
and
a
like,
rat.
no, he's a rat. And I'm like, why do you feel that way? She's like, no, he is. But that documentarian brings Rust and Marty up. But then like when they pan over at one point, you see both their picture on the TV.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't really go after that, but it's almost hinted that they're a part of it. I was like, no, I think she's bad. And she could be the thread that ties every season
Everything
together if they
together.
wanted.
Because she also brings up the Carcosa symbol too, again in
Mhm.
season 3.
Right.
We have a lot to figure out tomorrow.
I'm telling you, I'm nervous.
Me too.
But Pete's gonna be jacked up, but he's gonna make it.
Oh, for sure.
Navarro's gonna die.
Yep. I'm standing by those two.
No,
Pete's
you're right.
not bad. Navarro's gonna die, and I think Darwin's gonna die. Those are my 3
God damn it,
calls.
Darwin is gonna go down, isn't he?
Those are my 3 calls.
Or he's gonna have to like choose between, I don't know. Because I can't see them taking another kid away from Jodie Foster with Leah. They might though.
They could.
Like I said, they haven't really done this before where everybody's involved. And I'm real interested to see where that Childress shit goes.
Yeah, that was a good call.
And I'm wondering if we can see names on hockey jerseys.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to be looking for when we get off of here.
Yeah, no, good call. I might go back now and watch it.
Oh, yeah, and then I'm like, if that daughter, if the drunk lady's daughter is the rat girlfriend, then who knows what you're doing with that videotape? Because I was saying that before. Honestly, I think you guys are all right. I meant to say this right after we got off the live the other day. Vicky, you were the one who said, Kate McKinnon's wearing a wire. We need blackmail on Hank. Yep. And then you were like, no, the tape Leah made is blackmail because
you thought she was wired.
And I thought she was on drugs. Yeah, when I read wired, I thought
like
drugs.
No, like a wire.
Like a literal wire.
A literal
like
wire.
A recording equipment, not meth. And I was like, I gotta go back and look. Is that lady strung out?
No, she's definitely sober.
I was like, okay, what are they? Before you said that, I was just going, okay, what if? That's what I mean. You ain't on top if you're still collecting blackmail.
Yeah.
Kate McKinnon. if you're still on blackmail collecting, you're like Rocky Balboa status.
You're covering your ass still.
Yeah, you're breaking thumbs still. You ain't
Yeah.
shit. You ain't nobody. But I'm like, okay, before that, I thought that tape, that sex tape, is going to be used for creepy Tuttle people to see like
Same.
Leah if they want to use her type deal.
Yeah.
Or it could be trafficking shit here. And I didn't take it that way. But then after you guys brought up the blackmail thing with Hank, I'm like, oh shit, that tape would be blackmail. And then I'm like, if that's the mom, because like I said, I didn't understand that dialogue. And she immediately sees Danvers and says, my baby won't talk to me. My baby won't speak to me. And I'm like, is your baby the daughter? And you're trying to tell Danvers, like, what do we do? My daughter won't talk to me. Or are you a drunk lush?
Yeah.
Because you can't mentally handle what you know your family does to girls and to people. That could be a part of it. But either way, I'm just going, you're a rat, you're a children.
For sure.
But I'm like, if you could just be getting that videotape and giving it to somebody in your family, or giving it to the mining lady, because they make a point to say, like, yeah, you're like 17, 18, and she's like 15, 16.
16.
And it will look a certain kind of way. At first, as an audience, I thought, oh, is that why you made her gay? Because it might be a little more easier digestible if it's two girls, you know?
True.
Because if we automatically open up the scene with a boy who's 18, 19, and we're like, oh, she's 15, 14, it's looked at differently by an audience. And I was like, oh, maybe that's why it's getting played in here. But then I'm like, no, it played in throughout it, so that wasn't it. But I'm like, no,
tries to make it clear she's 16, which I get it why, because that makes it legal. But like, I don't
official shit, it looks bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It looks
she can legally get charged with rape and go to jail for that. I mean, it's fucked up.
Right. Or at least ruin your life.
Yeah.
I can go online and go so and so, and it's like, what? Because once you start saying stuff like that, especially in small townville.
Yep.
That might be statewide. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, Monty. Annie begged to go to the research. I think Annie was already on Tinder.
Yeah.
I think Annie and Clark had already been talking. And that's why she was like, I want to go. I want to go. I want to go.
Yeah, I think she just was in a cutesy, like.
Yeah. I think that she didn't want her friend to know I had already been talking to this guy.
Well, and also, she also might not want them to know because he's a white guy. He's not native. If she's so, you know what I mean, so involved in the culture, you know what I mean? Like, because he's foreign and not, you know what I mean? Like, people do that. There's people hide relationships for less. Like,
right.
You know.
So I'm just going, I thought that too. I said that in my review. I go, was it because it was outside of your culture and that would have been looked at a certain kind of way? But then I was just going, or I definitely think there's something. I'm very honestly, that's one of my top things is I want to hear what Clark has to say.
Yeah, no, I can't believe we haven't seen him at all again though. Like there hasn't been one like little like until now. We're gonna see him hopefully.
You know, Otis was a G. Otis was a pretty great character for the time he was there. When he was just like he kept saying she's awake, he wouldn't shut up.
Yeah.
This guy just wanted some peace and quiet, and he's
just like, leave me the fuck alone. Like, I just want to do my drugs out here in the ice, and you're in here fucking around.
Yeah.
But also, you're not robbing me or trying to use my drugs also, so I'm gonna let you stay. You know, it was one of those. Right. Like, you're annoying, but you're not trying to take my drugs or money, so.
Ooh, you thought she knew about the underground scene, and then her and Ray connected.
Oh.
They knew about something. They were talking before on something.
Agree.
Okay, did she cause their deaths? Deaths connected to her? Do we know that's Annie's tongue for sure?
Yeah, they confirmed that. They did a DNA or whatever test on it.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
They did do that. They did confirm that part, and it was like episode 2 or 3. Okay. But Clark could have did that just because how he ran.
The tongue could just be representative of.
But it makes sense.
Keep your fucking mouth shut and everything will be okay for everybody.
True.
From the jump of the season.
But do you think Clark also just planted that because he had it from when Annie was killed, and then he was doing that to be like, this shit's tied. Like, you need to throw it out there.
I don't mean to laugh, but I'm like, if he's all fucked up, carrying the tongue around in his pocket, going like, here's my keepsake of you, and he accidentally dropped it, or...
He doesn't seem right in the head, is all I'm saying.
You think that he found that, and then was like, if I toss this up in that science center, it'll point them in the right direction?
That's what I'm thinking, because remember, the running by, that's him, most likely.
Like, did Clark not know who Annie K got killed by? and then
Or he had an idea
found
just.
things.
Yeah.
Did he find things wherever? I'm so curious to see the underground part because I'm like,
Me
I
too.
think that
I want to
that
see
people,
how they do it.
I think people think we're going to go down there. It's going to be ice everywhere, and I think it will be at first. But I think we're going to hit a bottom here, and it's going to be like a
Agreed.
man-made structure, right?
Mhm.
There's
Yeah.
going to be
No, I
crazy
think
shit
there's
down
going to be
there.
some crazy shit down there. Like almost like a town.
Yeah, in the tubes, in the
Yeah.
tubes, in the tubes.
In the tubes. Like a bunch of hamsters.
Right. And then, oh man. And then we're going to find out that who else would use tubes, Nicole? Does it sound like rum running or prohibition times?
Yeah.
Who would have extensive knowledge of how to use tunnels and things
Yeah.
to get illegal stuff in? Maybe Kavik does. Like I said, if anybody knows about how drugs are getting in or anything, it'd be him.
100%.
Man, I don't want him to be bad, but I don't think he's bad, but I think he's bad. I think he probably knows about the trafficking, if
He
that's
knows
what's going
more than
on.
he's leading Navarro, telling Navarro for sure.
But I think it might be in a noble way to keep her safe.
Yeah.
Like,
I
I'll give you
agree.
just enough information.
I'm going to give you your bits and pieces, but I'm not going to let you get involved to where you're going to get
There's
taken
no
out.
way. There's no way. But then again, this could have been a setup. There's no way you have Jodie Foster in something, playing an officer of the law, and have somebody say quid pro quo, and they're not thinking of Hannibal Lecter. 1 second. Let me grab this really quick. There's no way. There's no way. It's like an iconic thing. And I'm like, oh shit, were they trying to throw us off the scent? Those sons of bitches.
They're being sneaky.
They are being sneaky.
Sneaky.
Sneaky rats, man. But no, I'm wondering how many of these white ladies are related. What the fuck is that? Oh.
Hobart, probably.
It's 10 million degrees in here. I left the heat on again.
Oh, dude, I did not make that mistake. Thank God.
All right. You might hear my laptop because it's probably overheating. Okay. No. Who's a rat? Who are we calling a rat? Kavik. There's no way. Like I said, there's no way you have somebody say quid pro quo with Jodie Foster in it and have us not thinking about Hannibal Lecter.
I'm going to say he's not bad. I think he's there to... I don't think it's him.
I think he's in the middle.
I think he knows a lot more.
He'd
But
be in
also,
the same
yes.
category as Connolly.
Yeah.
Of like, you're good, you're not involved, but
you
and I
know
do think that
stuff.
teacher's a rat.
Oh,
but I'm
for
like,
sure.
It would be cheesy if they go down into this cave and it's just a whole group down there like, hello, we were waiting for you.
Yeah.
That would be odd. So I'm just like, but how are we going to involve everybody?
We knew you would come.
Right. Is somebody going to have a James Bond level monologue and be like, well, actually, the teacher does this and that? And I'm just like, there's so much.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, God, it's like, I thought you knew about it. Yeah, the tubes. The dolls are weird.
Yeah.
The dolls are the strangest part.
I don't like them.
I thought it was just supposed to be reminding us of season 3 a little bit. But that was weird.
Yeah,
those are the creepiest
it's
things.
strange.
Kavik, I love him. He really won me over in the last episode. But I'm still like, if anybody's has knowledge of shit going on, it's the bar in the small town.
Yeah.
And I think that he's kept Navarro and her sister so close to either keep them safe.
I think it's
in his own way, or to make sure they don't find certain shit out. Either way, it's either in a good way or a bad way.
Yeah.
But he'll give them just enough, but not everything.
No, I think he's good.
How many more Pet Cemetery bodies are going to pop up and be yelling at these people? Because that's a creepy shit.
Yeah.
Like you were saying with the pointing. Everybody's pointing.
Everyone's
they're all pointing at
Navarro. Yep.
She's awake. That's who's awake. She needs to wake up.
She needs to wake up. Yep. No, it's her. The little girl, the guy from the
I didn't know if the little girl was a premonition or not. But either way, it doesn't matter. We have
either way, she's pointing at her when she's crossing the street. I mean, she's looking right at her and just goes like...
No, it is chilly out. Is it still snowing? I just opened up the window all hard.
No, it looks nice here. It's sunny.
No, it's super sunny. It was getting in my eyes, but
I haven't been outside also, so I would have no clue.
I'm really stressed about tomorrow.
Me too.
Pete's going to make it. As long as Pete makes it to the end.
Pete's gonna make it. Kavik's gonna make it. Rose is gonna make it.
I don't know if
Navarro's
Rose will make
out.
it. I
Darwin's
think Rose
out.
and Pete are going to run into their own conundrums prior to Pete saving Danvers.
That's a good call.
I
Something
think the
might happen
mining
out
lady or
there.
somebody's going to roll up on them and be like, "We didn't forget about you, Rose."
Exactly, yeah. I didn't
Oh
think of
my god!
that.
And somebody left in the comments. I don't know if it was Vicky or not, but somebody left in the comments saying that her last name means lamb.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh,
S-
like a sacrificial
Sacrificial
lamb,
lamb.
or
Yeah.
the Lamb of God, maybe."
Nope.
I
But I'm
don't
saying
know.
Navarro and Darwin are going to be done. If there's a
Yeah,
third,
Darwin.
maybe Rose.
And they have the opposing names: Eve, biblically starting everything, and Charles Darwin.
Complete opposite. Yeah, like evolution, but that's how life works.
But,
It's
like,
complete
no, when you said
opposites.
the Rust Cohle thing, I could feel it in my gut, like, "Oh, no."
That's what I'm telling you. It's going to happen. Russ lost his kid.
Oh,
Pete's
bucket
going to lose
boyfriend.
his.
Here's what I think. I think the Whiteys really do stick together.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
even though we're gonna find out that lady went running right back to her abuser, which is
Yes.
common and happens in abuse, but I'm like,
Very common.
no,
Yeah.
there's another layer to this shit.
Yeah.
That was weird. Must be
I didn't
windy
hear
out.
anything. Yeah, I was like, I didn't hear anything.
If Rose got killed in a like badass way, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah,
Like I
like
said, if it was like
for
gunfight at the OK Corral and she's like, "All right,
exactly. Like
standoff, Pete, get out
standing
of
up
here."
for something or like standing up for
That's exactly what's gonna happen to
Navarro or
Navarro.
something like that. Yeah. No, that's what
She's
Navarro's
yeah,
gonna do. Yeah.
she's gonna die a martyr and go like, "My death helped
Yep.
get these girls a little bit safer," or
Yep.
something.
But I'm also going to go be with my sister and my mom, who I love and miss. So I'm okay with this. Like I'm
Yeah,
not,
she's awake.
yeah. I'm not gonna lie
I
though,
wanna know who killed the mom.
the jail scene, I'm not gonna lie, reminded me of you and your sister. When
The
she's in
jail
the
scene.
jail cell, when Leah's in the jail cell, Navarro's like, "Get the fuck
If
out."
people wanted to know a really great thing to compare my sister to, it's Navarro. It really
Navarro,
is.
it's
Yeah.
100% your sister.
You're
When
not
she
the
comes
only
in
one to
there
text me that.
and she's like, "Are you really gonna leave her in there?" And then she's like, "Yeah." Then she comes, gets her, and she's like, "All right, come with me." I'm like, "Yeah,
Right.
there they
Pissed.
are.
So
These two."
pissed.
Yeah, so
No,
bad.
that and no, it was the bucket part in the beginning when it's like, no, I know my sister's
Oh,
done things like
the
that, where
minute
she's been
the
like, "Oh,
minute
really?"
the minute she stepped out and started I was like, "Yep, I know who this
Yeah.
is."
Yeah. And it's a noble thing. Like I said,
Yep,
it makes me sad when I'm like, all she ever wanted was to help people. And even her,
yep,
I can tell that it bugs her being in that profession sometimes.
yep.
Sometimes I'm being nice saying that.
Well, going to the riot, she didn't
I'm
wanna
scared
be
of her.
there.
Do you want to hear a really funny story? Before she was doing that, she was security at the psych ward, and she
Oh, I
took all
remember
these classes with the feds to like specifically learn suicide strategies.
yeah.
And one time it was really sweet. She was like, "No, this girl looked just like Abby. I couldn't go in. We had to get somebody else
Mm,
to like go in." And I was like, "Oh my god!" It was like a 10-year-old, and I'm like, "That's heartbreaking." But here's a funny one. Like I said, imagine Navarro but white, like same build,
dude,
everything. And
yes.
now when you go into the psych ward, you're not supposed to have anything, like your shoes, a hoodie string. You're not supposed to have nothing. Someone someone put some lady in there straight up in a cat onesie with her phone, and then she escaped. And my sister had to tackle her to the ground and like in the lobby, but she kept retreating into the onesie. And so my sister kept trying to like hold her down, but she kept like going into the and she was like, "Who the shit let somebody in here in a cat onesie?" And I was like, "Oh my god!" When she got off work that day, because she never, I will give her credit, like she never came home and was like talking badly about anybody
Yeah.
she dealt with or brought it up. She's very professional in that way, even when she was just security. But yeah,
What
that
the
day she came home pissed.
I
That
can
and the
think of what you're thinking of, how you, like, can
yeah,
shoot your arms
yeah.
in.
And I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh," and you know how she is. She's like
Oh.
Stannis Baratheon. She's so serious, and then she was like, "And they had a goddamn cat onesie on," and I was like, "That's kind of funny because I can see you doing this."
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a tough gig, but it's
Oh
a gig
no,
for
there's gonna be
her.
kid mattresses and high chairs. I can't take that
Oh, I would freak that'd be creepy.
because that kind of happens in season one too. It's very Pennywise vibes.
Yeah.
Like you see piles of kids' shoes and dolls and stuff, and it's like high
Well, and
chairs will
that's the
bug me
reason
though.
they have to set up the shooting scene in season 1 too, because he opens up
Yeah,
the barn and sees those kids' bodies, and it's like, "I can't fucking handle this."
God, and
Boom.
they already hit us with the coffins.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. Are these caves underneath those graves we saw?
Are
Are
they
those what's really marking where the
Yeah.
cave is?
That's
You know what I'm
true
saying?
too.
Like,
Yeah.
are they gonna get to the entrance and they're gonna see all that and go, "What
Oh,
the fuck is this?"
that could be it.
Right? No, it was a tough gig, and she really like took that shit
Tough
seriously.
gig, but if you met her, you'd be like,
The cat
"She's the
onesie lady,
person."
and then there was an older woman she came out. She was like, they had Bram Stoker vampire nails, and she kept shitting herself on purpose, and was like putting it in the nails, and then was trying to come at them like Wolverine. And she didn't get cut, but her partner did. Like, it was a real
Ew,
thing. It was a
I
big thing,
don't
and she
wanna
was like,
know.
"Poop nails," and I was like, "Oh my god, it's making me sick. It's making me sick."
Uh,
Oh my god, no. But yeah, what any big things you want to throw in there? What do we think? Anything else?
no, I think those are my main I think I've shot
Thanks, Dad.
most of my shots,
I
yeah.
feel like we're all more concerned with who's the catfish than we are like fuck a tunnel.
Well, they just kinda, like, dropped it,
So I mean, but he dies, so it's like, does it really matter?
like, she
But
never showed up and you just let it, that was it?
chump. What a
Like,
chump.
I don't know, I'd be going crazy, like, calling I don't know, like, I would be d
They have
I
showed the graveyard a lot, and I love the combination of their traditional ways with like the tusks and then also the cross
mm,
there. And I'm
yep,
like, but that's what I mean. Maybe there ain't no bodies there at all. Maybe that's what marks, or maybe there are bodies, but in a gross way, they just bury them there. Like, no one will catch
yeah,
us out here.
and I think the guy's comment in there was just, him being
I think another flood's going to come, by the way. Did I say this
oh,
already? I think another flood is going to come and fill up this mine by the end.
oh, that's a
Navarro's
good
going to stay
call.
back to open it.
Yep.
Navarro's going to stay back to open a thing
Oh,
and fill it up. And that's what I mean here. When people are going, religion, you don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, have you ever seen Harry Potter? Now compare it to Moses. Broad strokes here, people. But I'm just like, okay, we keep bringing up Noah. That was the name on the coffin that Jodie Foster looked at.
yes,
On top
she
of,
does,
we
yep.
keep bringing up a flood.
Noah's Ark.
We don't know if that's a man-made thing, but floods, it's happened in Batman Begins. I brought it up in that review. When things flood, it normally means we're restarting, rebirth, redo.
What?
We're wiping everything out and wiping the slate clean.
Mhm.
Baptism, water's a
My
fire
only
can be
thing
the
is
same
how's
way.
it going to
They
flood
did
there?
it in Wakanda Forever. They did it in the second Black Panther recently, where it's everything's on fire and burning down and
Yeah,
purifying, but then the water comes in and puts it out, and Wakanda's starting a new type deal. That's what's going to happen. I'm putting my money on that. Navarro, I've got
but
tingles. I'm
how
putting
is
my
it gonna
money on that.
flood in Alaska
Navarro's
at
going to
this
have to stay
time?
back and open some drain, and it's going to fill that up, and it's going to.
I think it's a good play, I just don't see how they're gonna play it in Alaska at this point. It's gonna
They got
freeze.
this underground system, man.
That's true, underground, it's you don't know.
If Clark can
That's
live down there barefoot, there's got to be some type of water
good
system,
point,
right?
good point, good
Or she's
point.
going to break the mine or something.
Yeah, yep,
She's going to bust the mine, and
destroy
it's going to
it, yeah,
flood.
yep.
It's going to flood, and she's going to stay back and do that, and she's going to be like the only
But
one strong enough to do it or
to
something.
do it, or she's just gonna
Hmm.
sacrifice herself.
Or she's just going to sacrifice herself for the greater good.
Yep.
And like I said, we keep bringing up this flood that destroyed any case files and destroyed all these other files. And we don't know what all went missing. And we keep bringing that flood up. And that was kind of a restart, but not really. But we never find out if that was like a Donnie Darko situation and we did it on purpose to lose files,
Exactly, yeah.
or
It's like someone just
was it a
ran the water
natural
hose.
thing? And I think now we're going to have the opportunity to naturally destroy this, or at least semi restart and rebuild,
Restart.
because once the water's out, it'll freeze and it will fill that up. And then the polar bear is going to have an eye fixing and majestically walk across the goddamn snow.
With Navarro's behind him as a
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. No, because that's what I mean too. Rust Cole is the one who establishes I could feel my daughter. I could feel my dad. I could
Yes.
feel their love.
Well, that's
That's
the
what I
thing.
mean. People really want to hone in on like the pessimistic part of Rust, but that's not what that character stands for. By the end, he's going, I need Marty. I need people.
Mhm.
I need, like, having people isn't a problem. Jorah Mormont says in Game of Thrones, no one can get by in this world
Yeah.
without help. Nobody. You need a friend.
Well, that's a big theme too here is being lonely. So
Yes, alone.
Hank being lonely, being alone, like
Oh,
that
we
whole
get our
thing.
pointing and
Yeah.
screaming. I
The
wonder if Navarro's
darkness.
mom setting herself a victim. If Navarro's mom and them were victims of trafficking or attempted trafficking when they were
And that's how
and
they
if they're
got
kids, and
into
that's why they left
Alaska.
for Boston.
Yeah.
Oh shit, maybe. I wonder if we'll get a full flashback of like her past before she goes. They showed the graveyard. I wonder if that's why they're doing it. She was trafficked as a small child and blocked it, and the tattoo was her way of not acknowledging it and moving on. I think the Carcosa symbol originally started as something positive.
Yeah, I think it's the
And
ice
then
caves.
these
They
nasties
found
took
them
it.
down there. Yeah, and they took it
Yeah.
and they spun it into what it is today.
That's a good take, though, where it's like where Annie had to close something off in her own mind. And that would also bring it back from, is it really spiritual or is it psychological? Is it something? I know that's happened with me. I know my brain has blacked things out because I couldn't
Oh,
handle it.
same.
That's a thing. And so I'm like,
Disassociation is a very real
yeah.
thing,
So it's
especially when
like
you're a
that would, once
child.
again, if we find out it's a
When you
frequency, if we
dude,
find
when
out that like that brings it
yeah,
home to it's a
exactly.
man-made thing.
Yep. No, when you're a child and you physically can't leave where you are, what do you think? Your brain protects you.
Oh, I think that the scene of Danvers being interviewed, she says this case was never going to be solved. So I think they never solve it officially speaking. You could be right because we don't think one person killed Annie K.
Mm-mm.
I think that several did.
Yeah. Well, Hank technically would be involved. You touch the body, like
Well,
there's,
he moved it.
but that's evidence
Nicole, we
contamination.
were arguing how much we'd get paid to move it if we weren't
Yeah.
involved with the death part. So I think that you could be onto something. And like that's what I mean too with her indigenous name. Like I don't think she'll figure it out because she's gonna go, I know who I am and it doesn't matter
And that's
what
all
I'm
that
called.
matters. Yep.
Yeah. And what matters is I know me and I know who I am as a person and I'm okay with it.
Or her mother in one of those what is going to call her by that name and she's going to be like, what? And then she's going to say, that's me. And she's going to go with her mom.
I got really geeked. I'm not gonna lie. Freckled Jewels. I thought that said Lestat, like Interview with the Vampire, and I got really geeked. And it said Renewal Theory. Solal, the last. Is there something I'm not picking up on there? Oh shit! It's an anagram. Is that the right word? Is that when you jumble up a word into other things? And
This
what
is
did
a
we say?
new category.
Who's the motherfucker? Who's the name of the person they caught in season 1 before at the first one when Marty shoots him in that? Is it Roy DePep? Roy.
Oh, I gave you the name. I forgot the
Damn
other
it. Because
day.
whoever, there was somebody else. Oh, no, never mind. I was comparing that to the Dark Tower. I'm totally wrong. I thought it was True Detective related. Well, it is, but I was like, oh, shit, never mind. That has nothing to do with anything. Scratch that, guys. But maybe Salal is anagram for something. Oh, man. It might. Getting rid of evidence. Russ finally line confirms he's not a negative. Yeah, no, exactly. He's not negative anymore. He's not a pessimist. I need these people with me. Like you're stronger together. That's the whole point. You're stronger together. Like stand and be true. Do you think the fossil spiral in the video of Annie's death is actually human bones, not whale bones? I don't think so. I think that this started out as a natural, positive thing. And I think that's a naturally dead animal there. Maybe it is a human. It could be pulling a Silence of the Lambs thing where we're making the shape with a body, but I think it's a real prehistoric. I think it's just a prehistoric ass fish.
Yeah.
Where it's like, this is old.
Yeah. I mean, wouldn't you think whales can die in the ice like that? I would. My brain, that makes sense.
If you guys want to look at playing crazy, side note, I couldn't take that. It's not anything against it. And I like a musical every once in a while, but that P.T. Barnum, the final showman, the biggest showman.
I didn't watch that.
P.T. Barnum was a monster, and he boiled twice. His place burned down in Wales, boiled to death.
Oh.
Yeah, P.T. Barnum was like a lunatic. Yeah, crazy. But Danvers said Ennis killed Annie K. Exactly.
Yeah, there's
Ennis
multiple people.
Now we figured out how they're picking their victims by going like who's most prominent at these activism things because then we have a motive. Everybody has a motive. Nobody directly gets looked at. And these certain people are corralling people like Leah and her snake rat girlfriend into being very prominent or hyping them up more so they're noticed more.
Yep.
But then, like I said, it's the same as me coming at Ford in the UAW. I'm sure if something happened, you'd be like, well, she was shit talking this guy.
Yeah.
She was shit talking the union. She was putting all their fucking secrets on blast.
Exactly.
I don't know.
She's an easy scapegoat. You know what I mean? It's an easy.
A lot of people had beef. A lot of people had problems. People
exactly.
Were about to get light.
She wanted this mine shut down, so all these people hate her because this is
everybody
her job.
has motive. I still think it was I think Bucket Boyfriend was involved.
For sure.
Because we see that gang up on Navarro.
Yeah.
And it could be to show Navarro can square up with dudes, but eventually she's going to get taken down if it's
exactly.
And then I'm like, no, I think this is the exact, and that's what I think Navarro feels after that is one step farther, and I'd be that's Annie K.
Yep.
I felt a little taste of that hate that she got,
Yeah.
and I did not like that. On
Yeah.
top of getting my ass beat, I did not. It's not getting your ass beat that's a
Well,
problem.
and
It's
it's a bummer because
feeling
she's a
bad.
boxer in real life. They can't let her like beat ass because in reality she would have smoked
Well, that's
those
the
dudes.
second we got her taking down Bucket Boyfriend in the first episode. I was like, oh, that's why you cast a boxer. I was like,
Yeah.
because we have to believe
Mm-hmm.
she could take down a dude, and she could.
She
Since we
could.
all know she could. She would
She
have
very
folded all three of those
dude.
dudes in half.
She's
But I did like them showing like she doesn't have super strength.
yeah.
She's still a badass, but she's not.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
It's
no, I think that's the
realistic
exact
to like a
way.
cop in Alaska, I would think, because I don't see her going and pumping iron at the gym. You know what I'm just realistically like.
I just think that's the exact way Annie K went out, and probably with them involved.
Yeah, I could see that.
And then we'd be going, wow, we're lucky she even got away that time.
Hmm.
But I do think Kavik is leaning towards good because he did bring that guy to her awfully aggressively.
He was like, "Yeah, tell her." Remember, he was like,
Tell
"Tell her
her,
what you
yeah.
told me." Yeah, like tell her what you told me or whatever. That's what I'm
And
saying. I don't think
that
he's
could be chalked up
bad.
to nobody likes talking to cops.
100%. People forget that all the time. Like, I feel like everyone's all up cops' asses sometimes, and I'm like, dude, I'm not talking to the police. They were out writing my neighbor a ticket on his car, and I was like, they better not be coming to my house.
Well, I
Like,
ain't
I'm not
talking to you the second
answering
you
the
start making me feel stupid.
no. Like, we've had bad experiences, so
Yeah.
I'm just not.
Did you upset them? I don't give a fuck if I did. Is that illegal?
Yeah, like I'm just.
Do
I
your
don't.
job. How about
Yeah,
that?
don't give me Idaho 4 thing. Too. Like,
I'm
oh,
rooting for Kavik at this point. I will swap Kavik sides. I will. That would have been insane. She just pulls over and beats all their head, not because of anything. Right,
been
exactly.
awesome.
Like we'd be going, ugh. In real life, Kelly Reese could do that, but in the terms of the show, it's like, so we're making her Superman.
Yeah, like realistically, she's not a boxer cop, but in real
Yeah,
life, she
and
is.
then
So
right.
yeah, she could smoke some.
Well,
Dude, she
they
would
make a point to
fuck
say
those
she's in the
guys up.
military, so
Yeah, but she
um,
would fuck them up.
yeah. No, and do you want to know what I really like? And I've noticed this through the series is that she only wears her hair like down. And when I say down, I don't mean like completely down all the time, but
Mhm.
like not in the tight braid and the tight slick
Yes.
back around the people. She does it with Danvers and Pete in the end of last episode,
Mhm.
showing like I'm real comfortable doing this shit.
Yes.
But even like with Rose and stuff, her ponytail's loose, and there's just that's like the only thing with this character where you can tell she's kind of relaxing.
Yep.
And when you rewatch it and be a freak like I am, you just notice little things like that where I'm like, oh, that's a choice, isn't it? Because that just automatically makes her look more anybody. If I pull my hair back like Trunchbull, it could be on. But it's like if somebody has their hair down, obviously they feel safer or more relaxed. And
Speaking of Trunchbull, side note, everyone, did you see the comparisons of Jermaine Dupri to that he dressed up as her for the Super Bowl? And I can't unsee it.
no. Why was everybody at the Super Bowl dressed like dodgeball though?
But go look it up, dude, because he has those the cut off fucking shorts and then like the button, like the black button up. He looks like the
I don't think
fucking
I've roller skated
Hilda.
forever. I have two pairs. My Carreras are over there. I have two pairs of
Oh,
roller
I might
skates.
have a pair for Tommy, by the way.
Roller skates?
Yeah, my mom's got
Oh my god,
some.
I'll be so
They're
geeked. I love roller
boys.
skating, but the
They're
fact that
boys
Usher
and
could
they're
still do
little.
that shit, that was
Whoa, I
crazy.
know.
That was impressive. Did they use poisonous homebrew? I still think the homebrew's bad.
Now I'm leaning more towards it's not, and that's why they're able to drink it and go to that bar and people aren't tripping out. If it was bad and he was giving that out to all them, they would all be fighting each other or shit.
Like I said, maybe it's the one thing that's safe.
That's what I think it is. The one thing that's made there that's safe, because
I
everything else
misjudged
comes
Kavik.
in that's safe.
I
That is the
misjudged
only
him.
thing I think that is made there that is safe to
Oh,
consume. Because everything else gets shipped in. You have to
they
think
really
like
threw me off that quid pro quo. They really
I
threw
don't
me
think
off with
he's
that.
bad. And like you said, how he shoves that guy and is like, "Tell her what you told me." Like I think it is a matter of he knows more and he's protecting her, and
Yeah,
that's it. I don't
yeah.
think he wants to hurt her.
No one mentions it. No one is like, hey, Navarro, can I tell you guys a true story? Same thing with my sister. We were walking through Disney World. I was like 24. She was probably like 26, 27. Peak E. She's ripped. Mom is walking, looking like Lloyd Christmas from Dumb and Dumber, staring up at the sky. We had just gotten off the Tower of Terror. My family somebody commented this on a live stream, and I was like, no, that's it. And they said, your family sounds like a Snickers commercial from hell. And I'm like, yeah, if we're hot and hungry, it's a problem. So we were walking through Disney World. Mom is not paying attention to shit. We're walking in a straight line, right? Old
Like
lady.
ducks?
Old lady with a family of like 20 wearing lime green shirts that all match, not speaking English, can't stop her rascal. She can't stop it. It's flying at us. It's flying at us. And I'm like, Mom, move. Mom, move. And she's doing that older parent thing that they start to do where
Where
they're
am
looking around
I?
and shit. And I'm like, move. And she wouldn't move. So I shove my mom. I shove her as hard as I can. She turns around like, do you want to fight? And I'm like, listen, at Disney World. And then I'm like, shit. And then I turn around to look at my sister. I kid you guys not, like Iron Man, like the fucking Hulk. She stopped this rascal. And I remember because her perfectly manicured nails were through the basket and brought her up on one wheel, right? Tosses her. Now this family is like, thank you so much, but not in our language. But we don't understand. But I thought she was going to hold her there for them too. No, she tossed her in another direction. And now that lady is going the same speed in another direction. And the family is going after her. And my mom's thinking I'm trying to fight her. And he's like, just talk, but nobody said a goddamn word. Nobody said shit because we were hungry and we were hot. So we walked in a single file line all the way to some restaurant, got all the way through our meal. And they were like, oh, you can have your dessert. It's an Elsa cupcake. And so you're like taking the dress part off as the thing. And I remember I was looking at it and I go, so is anybody going to talk about E throwing that old lady back there? And she just went like this. She didn't even look up from her food. She just went, yeah, that was bad. And I'm like, no, that was the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. But why didn't you just hold her there? And she's like, I wasn't thinking.
I was just in the moment. I was hot.
I was hungry, and I was like, yeah, nobody said a goddamn word because we were like,
I
we
want
gotta
the
go. But
security
mom turning
footage.
around. No, the funniest is when people don't acknowledge something, and it's like, yeah, we're gonna talk about what just went on back there, that meltdown you all had.
Yeah, we're gonna pull my family, and we're all
Yeah.
gonna move on. We're all just gonna move on.
Right, like the Middle Ages, and that'd be sad. That would also add to water being bad, being
I'm
a
telling
theme,
you,
because it's like, wow, like I
the
was saying, it's
theme there.
2024. It's
Only
2024.
safe thing produced out of that city. I bet you it is
But
what
with
it
the
is.
theme of people really truly in this world don't have safe water to drink, and it's
Yeah.
2024, and I don't
No,
live
and
in a
making
third
the
world
point.
country.
Yes.
But also, like that comment says, like the Middle Ages, like something from way back then is a safer strategy than drinking our own fucking water today.
Yeah. No, dude, we don't even have that bad of water where I live, and I won't
Do you
drink
think
tap.
Clark was trying to resurrect Annie in the trailer? Oh shit! That is why the spiral symbol was on his
we
ceiling
never
and the
thought of
voodoo doll.
that. That's actually genius.
I was thinking of it more as a mummy, but still, that would apply.
Yeah, that's true because of the spiritual
Was
side of
Annie
things
pregnant
too.
when she died?
Oh fuck! They never said, but they could have covered it up and taken the baby feet. Like there's
it's all
things that if you want to
trafficking,
get creepy, you know,
if it's all trafficking, that'd be interesting. But if it's,
stem cells too and stuff, it could be though too if there's scientists involved.
I thought about them doing that, but then I'm like, are you going to go a hardcore theme of like, don't have abortions, because that's gonna upset me. But then I'm like, I'm like, there are several things we could be bringing. They could be telling everybody we're digging around for the world's oldest organism, but really, you're taking these babies' organs and shit.
Yeah. I don't know how deep
You
it's gonna
think the
go.
cave that is so bad that no one can find it. Wait, what do we think is in the cave that is so bad that no one can find? I think it's just the series of tunnels that's
I
going
think
to be
it's
bad.
tunnels. It's going to
Yeah,
be. They're
yeah.
going to lead, and it's going. That's what they're digging for. I'm sure they're mining. There's something poisoning the water.
Kind of like that. I think Clark was the only good. I think Clark was the only good scientist too, just like how Lund, or not Lund. I think Lund was a decent guy. That's why Oliver brings him up.
Yeah,
But
because he's like, what
I think
about
Otis
Lund?
was a decent dude too.
I like Otis.
I like
I
Otis
think
too. He was a gem.
I just wanted him to freebase and have his life. That's all I
He
wanted.
just wanted to get high. And
he wasn't hurt. When you're a drug addict and you aren't affecting anyone,
you're living out in a dredge.
I support you.
Yeah.
Do you?
You do you, Otis.
Yeah,
you.
Doesn't seem like Otis had
in the bathroom.
That's all I'm saying. If you want to choose that life and you don't have kids that are getting hurt or anything, by all means.
We're living a dredge. No, I had a coworker
You
like
do
that.
you. Like, why would I care what you do? Now, if you have a family of 7 you need to take care of and you're fucking out doing heroin, I'm judging you. I'm judging you.
No, that's what Bob used to say to us. He'd be like, I'm 70 years old. I have no grandkids. I have no kids. I do what I want. I've worked 30 years at Ford. And if I want to go on a bender and smoke crack in my cigarette at the end of the line, I'm going to.
Please have that, sir.
Yeah. And you're like, go ahead, Bob.
Who's he hurting? Who's he hurting?
Send you to rehab in a couple of weeks. Yeah. You'll be back and you'll be fine.
He's hurting himself. Have at it.
Right. No, we used to say that. I'd be like, Mike, that's the difference. You got to get home to your kids.
Exactly.
Like, that's the difference. Sacrifice. Trafficking leads to organ harvesting. Yeah, that's what I
That's
mean.
what
I'm
I'm
like,
saying.
we could be saying we're doing all
Well,
the
and
science
even
shit.
the stillbirths, you could take the organs out of still. I'm assuming
That's what I was thinking,
I'm
and
not a doctor, so no one be like, "You're
we're
wrong."
talking
I
broad
probably am
strokes.
wrong. Yeah, broad strokes again. I would assume when you have a stillbirth at a hospital, they can harvest after if you're quick enough.
Yeah,
So going to Annie K, you're eliminating that.
right.
You're
Right.
gonna want stillbirths if they need organs. You know what I mean?
Let's play a game of who was the first one that began killing, hurting Annie. Whoever said it was ice spike boots that made the punctures, that was I'm like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's why I'm like, I
Someone
think it,
stomped her ass.
the guys with the bucket boyfriend would be. I think it was women. I
It's
think those crab ladies were
possible.
there too. I think we're gonna find out that a lot of women were involved with gross shit in this
I mean,
series.
if you're getting beat by your husband and he's telling you, "Hey, come with me. We're gonna go do this," and then he's like, "Let's beat up this chick," you're gonna
Or these
fucking
women
do
could be
that.
living in fear. Yeah, yeah.
You're going to do that.
Do you want to get your ass beat or do you want to help me beat
You
their ass?
will do it. Yeah, like it's sick.
They're
It's
just the indigenous women. Nobody cares
yeah,
about them. Uh-huh.
yeah.
There it
No,
is. There it is. Oh man, I kind of want to say Two Fingers Gone is the first one that started beating up on Annie
yeah,
because that would be a total flip from when we first see her in the series
that's
and she's the
true.
victim.
Yeah,
You feel like you got some power back beating up on her now?
exactly. Yeah.
Does Dammers dig up her deceased son and he's gone?
You've been
That
saying
better not
that.
happen. Did I say that?
Wait.
No, I said that the coffins might be empty, but I didn't say they
Oh,
would dig up
okay.
Holden
Sorry.
and he'd be
Sorry.
gone.
Oh, okay. Sorry. My bad.
No, 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 you're fine. I was just saying that I was saying she's gonna realize. I think Danvers is fully aware that her husband and son didn't die in that car wreck,
Yeah,
and she knows it was more than that. But
yeah.
she's pretending dumb
That's
for
what
the
I
whole
was
town.
referring to. This theory.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I'm like, no, we did talk about. We thought either all those coffins we found are empty, and that cremation lady's helping the indigenous people
hmm
cremate their kids, so that other nasties don't get them,
so that they
or
actually get the body back.
yeah, or the nasties are snatching them up. I think all those coffins are empty for one
Yeah.
reason or another. But I don't think. Hmm. But I never thought about her digging up Holden and him being gone. I think Navarro's in
How
it to
could
sit
you dig
out.
it up? You couldn't dig them up right now. That was the whole point of why they're
Right.
not burying them. So, I mean, unless he's down in the ice caves, which he should not be.
That might be his grave. They keep showing on the preview though.
True, but I'm just like, you can't dig right now. We have to remember,
Right. But I'm
unless
just
they're bringing
saying either the coffins are empty because the indigenous people got rid of the bodies, or the coffins are empty because the Tuttle people have taken their bodies
already
and
taken what they
nasty.
need. Yeah,
And then Jodie Foster might be like, "Did you do
they
this
could
to my
just
kid too?"
they could be doing that and then just leaving bags of ashes in there, which are just like animals or something. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Just bullshit.
And part of
Wood.
me still thinks what that guy said in there was odd, but I thought it was I got sweet vibes from him.
I think
He's
he
like, "At
was
least you're not
just.
alone."
I think he just was kind of like you and me, how we make inappropriate jokes at morbid shit.
Well, I think he meant it too.
Yeah, I
Where it's
think he
like
genuinely.
it's dark and it's creepy and it's like we're
Yeah,
close to that mystical world shit, but I'm like, I think he meant that. But I'm just like,
I don't think he's weird. I think it was just kind of one of those weird
polar bear's
things.
claws star shaped.
That's interesting.
I don't know about
But
star. Oh shit!
if she got
Could have been a
like,
claw
yeah,
or somebody using a claw to puncture.
yeah,
Ooh, nasty.
or just bones. I'm
Yeah, or
back in
bone.
the day, didn't natives use
Yeah,
bones as
or
spears
like
and stuff?
a fish
Yeah,
bone spine. Yeah. Oh, that's why Danvers specifically can't find it. We're into star shaped. They are star shaped injuries, aren't they?
I thought so.
I thought
Now
they
that
were
everyone
circles.
keeps saying it, yeah.
I think it's the boots. I think it's ice climbing boots.
It would make sense going in the ice caves because you gotta. I would
But I
imagine you
think
want to wear that over normal shoes to slip. Like, come on,
right, but who would have a reason to be rocking those for funsies? I
anyone
feel
who
like
works in the
that boyfriend.
mine.
Oh, they'd wear them.
Yeah, like the same. I'm assuming those are
Work in
their
a factory,
steel
dude, not a
toes.
mine.
But I'm assuming those are their steel toe version because you're out on ice. You have to be safe.
Yeah, good point. And if
You
you're climbing at all,
think of how dangerous that would be if you were wearing normal shoes down there. How many accidents
Let's
they
just
would
think about
have,
how dangerous it would be to be drilling into ice for a minute.
So think of all this regulation they have. They definitely are wearing spiked shit to keep.
Something tells me these. Oh wait, we figured out the pollution thing. These people aren't going off of regulations. But
No,
I get
they're
what you mean.
lying. No, I think that's their steel toe. You know what I'm saying?
What? But why is it that Danvers specifically Kate doesn't want her to find? I don't think she wants her to find the cave,
The
right?
cave. They're doing something illegal down there.
Or it could be something to do with her son. Do you think the scientists experimented on the polar bear? That is why.
That's possible.
Honestly, that could be part of it. Because at
That's
first I
very
thought this was
possible.
a legit spirit guide, and then I thought, wait, no, Hedwig, King Arthur, Shadowfax, our hero seeing an all-white animal, ghost, our hero having an
Yeah.
all-white animal or seeing an all-white animal normally means you're special and you're the hero. And I'm like, this
Mhm.
really could be a polar bear walking around by them. But if it was getting tested on,
It's
but that's why other people keep bringing up Sedna. I keep bringing up the Dark Tower because I'm like, Shardik, his name meant the world beneath worlds. And his saying was, see the bear of fearsome size, all worlds are held within his eyes. And it's like, no, if you're fucking with the spirit world, this eye's going to start to get fucked up. That's what made me think it was totally spiritual, but it could be that the scientists were testing on it.
But they were testing on him too. It would make him like more social with humans, like why he's around the town and not just out on the ice. You know what I mean?
I think that this is just a white animal showing itself to our fucking heroes.
Yeah. He's protecting them.
And bears do represent moms. Mama bear.
Yeah. No, he's protecting them. He protected her when she skid out drunk. He stopped her essentially and was like, hey, like.
I think the starship is a drill bit. I'm saying that too. I was like, it could be a drill bit, but that's what I was saying. I go, your insides would get mangled. But who knows? These forensic people are not doing things correctly. So,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I go, kicking your average. Right. Kicking your average is already dead. But that's why I'm like, if you got hit with a drill, your innards
that would be like.
Yeah, but a star-shaped hit is exactly that shape.
Yeah.
Or it could. They might not have hit go. They might have just
stabbed. Yeah.
And it's like, God, that's ruthless. That's something else. Oh my God, what if the cave is a tunnel to the island on the Lost? A Dharma Initiative chamber? Oh my God, I was just talking about that the other day. I'm not fucking
die. I would die.
What's his name? Dustin? Who's in the hatch? He was my favorite.
Oh no,
it's Darwin? No, it's
no.
Who's in the hatch?
God.
Who's in the hatch when they open it up?
Lost hatch, guys. What I just put in. Henry.
No, and Saeed was a boss
Desmond.
too. Desmond. That's it. In the cave, it is either
Desmond David Hume.
Species.
I would die.
Or the source of mind. It's going to be the mine pollution. I think Navarro's going to drown it, and we're going to have a restart, renew, flood, yada yada yada. But we're definitely going to find out what the mine's doing. I think we're going to get down there and we're going to find out. No, this is all. Maybe everybody's right. This is some trafficking shit, and we're snatching up these babies. And I was going to say that in the last one, like stem cell research, but I was like, I don't know what I'm saying. So
I don't know anything about that. I just know it's a thing.
John Locke is there, and it ends with the classic Lost. Done. I would be geeked. If we could just get Rust Hole in the hatch smoking a cig.
I would die.
I'd be happy. I think Holden wants Navarro to let his mom know there's more after death. Death is not the end. That is great. And death is natural.
Yes.
And that's a natural thing that occurs. And it's okay. It's just the next step. But that could be it. I think he's saying, tell my mommy she's right. Trust her gut. We were murdered. Yep. Tee off, Mom. Desmond, yeah. Not Penny's boat. That was heartbreaking. Not Penny's boat was the worst.
I know.
I love Hurley. Who was the pregnant chick? She was my least favorite.
Oh,
Claire. Yeah. Saeed was the best. That was the dream team. Jack, what a chump.
The funny thing is I watched it originally airing with my mom and dad. So can you imagine?
Oh, no, I couldn't.
Yeah. John Locke and then I went and rewatched it.
Michael's bitch ass is like, don't hang out with my son. Don't hang out with him. And I'm like, that's the first person I'd be telling my kid to go hang out with is John Locke. Are you serious?
No, I rewatched it in college, so I'm on board with it. But yeah, I first watched that with my mom and dad.
I remember Eugene was so geeked because I don't know if you guys remember. Who's the guy? Richard. He plays the mayor in The Dark Knight. He's got the natural eyeliner.
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway, he plays the mayor in The Dark Knight, and Eugene, my ex, got geeked in the theater. He was just like, oh, did you see it? It's Richard. And I was like, yeah, okay, calm down. What questions are going to remain unanswered? Is Rose Rust's mom? No, I think it's going to be how high up does this go?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a continuation that this
Oh,
is bigger than what we think.
and someone said too that they think the frequency is sending the caribou into Nutsoville on top of people. And I was like, once again, we were saying Jesus,
Yeah,
pigs, exorcism, getting evil out vibes. But once again, oh, we thought this supernatural thing comes right back to being a man-made thing.
exactly. Yep.
I'd be so pissed. Holman goes in Navarro, bitch. I'm here. Right, no, exactly. But she's tuning that part out.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, 1,000%. 1,000%. Where it's like, are you fucking kidding me? In the cave, it's either endangered polar bear would be interesting.
That'd be
Eddie with
cool.
the big brain. Too funny. No, I'm loving these, Tommy. Keep them coming. But oh, I don't know. Either way, Pete's gonna save Danvers. That's our bet. Navarro's gonna die. I think she's gonna
Yes.
flood the mine. She's gonna flood the tunnels.
I like that. Yeah. I like that. And then it's all going to freeze because it's going to be
Start
like a
anew.
flash freeze. It's going to be quick.
Yeah. And
Unless
Pete
the
and them are
current
gonna
in
get
there
out.
is heavy, it'll keep it moving, but it's going to freeze quick.
What if that's where Jodie Foster's underwater? What if
That
Navarro
might
lets it
be.
loose and that's why she's underwater and then Pete gets her out?
That might be it. Because, yeah, where else would they? I'm trying to think.
Ooh,
But also, I don't know how ice caves work. I'm not
neither do I.
I live in land, like
That's
actual
not something I
land. Yeah.
participate in.
I don't do water and stuff like that. That's not my vibe. I won't do a cruise.
Even Rose used to be at Salal. She said she would. No, we talked like I do think that. I think that either she was a professor wherever. I'm thinking Louisiana or Texas. They're going to say,
Yeah.
and either she was in the Tuttle family and they sent her up there and said, "Hey, use your degrees to help the family do weird shit," and then she was not down with it, and Russ
Yep.
Cole's dad helped her get out of that, like kind of getting out of human trafficking a little bit, maybe. And you don't want to be a part of this gross family. And she got out of it that way, or she was just a scientist, not related to anybody, or Russ mom, but that they helped her get out of that world. And I wouldn't be surprised to find out that maybe her death was faked.
Yeah.
And I do think she was working at Salal. I think either way, whether she's a Tuttle or not, she got sent out to work at Salal, didn't like what was going on, knew she couldn't just dip out, knew she'd probably end up like these other assholes, and was like, who's the one guy that could get me out of this? Maybe Rust Cole himself.
Yeah.
Maybe my boyfriend made a call to his son down in the States.
Nope. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm. And we know Rust is a true detective. And we still have his uncle running around. That's very interesting. Dude, Mary is her name. And I don't know where I'm
100%.
telling you, it's her name. I think Rose might not make it to the end. I think that she might square up with somebody. Or
Yeah,
delay
if she's
them.
out there like on the water.
Because there's no way everybody gets caught.
No,
And
I
then I'll
think
let
that's how
you
we're gonna
go.
have a next
We've
season.
been doing this for 2 hours. But she's gonna delay them and let Pete get to where he needs to be.
Yeah.
Or she's gonna get arrested or something and
Definitely.
say, like, I was fucking with these bodies.
Yeah, like she's gonna take the heat.
Because I can see them maybe getting one off into the ice. And then maybe on like the second one, they're like, hey, what are you doing? And then
yeah,
it's like,
'cause
oh
there's
shit. And then she's
two
like,
at
get
the
out of here, Pete.
beginning.
Go, Pete. Get out of here
Yeah.
while you can. I really wouldn't mind Rose being Rust's mom. But I think they want us to think that shit too. This show is so good at lulling us into a false sense of
know.
security several times. I don't know. I just want to know, is Marty going to be with him?
No, I don't think Marty's gonna be with him. I think it's
I
gonna
don't
be a
know, man.
Russ
After
Cole
the shit we went
spectacular.
through, after the crazy shit we went through,
I
might be
know
like,
they
"Yeah,
did
get
end it
together."
very well.
And he's like, hey, come check out the Alaska sky with me.
Good
I don't know.
point.
I just think it would be a little cheesy if they're both there.
That's why I'm saying I think it will just be Rust.
Oh shit. Craziest twist. Pryor brings the bodies to Rose. He then frames Rose for the murders or something. Pryor rushes, but that's what I mean. It might be like planned though. Pryor rushes to the cave. He's the big bad and murdered Annie K, and his mom is the minor lady VP. Oh my God. What if Pete's mom is somebody high up? Shit. No, because Danvers is the mom he identifies with. No, we're banking on Pete. We're all money on Pete. Do you think Oliver was snatched up by the cult? He left suddenly, and I can't figure out how involved he was. I think he is very aware of, I got to get the shit away from this, or someone's going to get me. Dude,
yeah, no. We all wish there was 8 episodes.
No, right. I feel the same way about the mine people, but you also have to remember the workers too. Like, that could be a pseudo
Yeah.
military to have too. It's like if you're threatening people with their wages, a lot of
They're
people
gonna
will do a lot of stuff.
exactly. That's their livelihood.
And so it's like on top of that shit. But I think we're gonna find out that she's not really the head bitch in charge.
No, she's a front.
Man, I'll eat cheese all day. But man, no, nothing can deter me from Pete.
No.
Pete's
I'm
good.
on the pizza goods all day.
No,
I'm
Navarro's gonna flood the mine, flood the tunnels, stay back and sacrifice herself. Jodie Foster's gonna end up underwater. Pete's gonna bust it open and get her out.
Yep.
Polar
Nope.
bear.
Pete's good. I'm telling you.
Rust Cole.
Yep.
Cue the cigarette. And I don't want Rust Cole in snow gear. I just want him in
No.
the flannel
In
and
his
jeans,
outfit. Yeah.
smoking a cig. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alaska is nuts, isn't it?
It's
Alaska's
wild,
really
dude.
crazy.
You're in the middle of nowhere.
You got polar bears and shit. Does anybody realize like a polar bear eats you alive, like a
You
popsicle?
like moose.
Dude, moose are so scary. My whole life, my Uncle Tom took a lady on a date. They were driving. One time, my dad and uncle got hammered and thought, like, as teenagers, they could drive to Alaska. They got halfway there. Mistake. I don't know. Don't ask. But they did this more than once. But my Uncle Tom drove to Alaska with his girlfriend or one time or like to Nunavut or some shit. And he was like, this dumb bitch. He told me this my whole life. He's like, if you ever see a moose, Abby, you don't question it. You just go. Like, you get the hell out
Yeah,
of there.
no,
I'm
you
like,
don't
"Why?"
mess with them.
Well, he loved to fish. So they pulled over on the side of the road when they saw like some water. And all of a sudden he's like, I hear my girlfriend at the time going like, look at the baby. And he's like, fuck you mean a baby? No. And then they were like, that means the dad is somewhere. And it ended up charging
Or the
through
mother.
water at them. And he had to like drop his fishing gear. He was all pissed about the fishing gear. This was 25 years before I was born. And I'm like, you're still bitching about this fishing gear. But I'm like, I wouldn't have known that unless you told me to fear moose my entire life. Like, they'll smash you.
No,
when
I
I
know
see them
that.
fucking with mooses and buffaloes.
You don't mess
There's
with them.
people in Yellowstone, they're like, oh, let me go near it. I'm like, go near it.
Yeah, go ahead, get
Asshole.
killed. Have fun,
A moose will fuck
idiots.
you. I'd rather run into, honestly, I don't know if I'd rather run into a polar bear or a moose, but probably a polar bear.
Probably a
I feel like
polar
I'd bleed
bear.
out from
I
it
feel
and
like
getting
polar
blood into
bears
death.
are more like, I feel like polar bears will give you a shot to get
Rose
away.
is a survivor. Rose is a survivor. That's what I mean. And they got her out. I think that she wasn't, we've been saying this, but like, if she is a Tuttle, that family isn't very nice to women.
Yeah. And
So,
she was like, I'm out. I'm done with this shit.
right. Peter's sus for a few reasons. One, he was the one to suggest a killer. Two, Vet is disturbed how calm Pete is about looking at the corpsicle. It was a little odd. I said
What?
the same thing about Grogu when the second season of Mandalorian came out. I go, we are exposing this baby to a lot. His dad is like an assassin. Disney, when are we
But
going
do you
to
also
address
think
that?
he had been looking at those bodies for so long, he was just like, I'm numb to this?
True detective.
Yeah, like,
He
I'm
doesn't see it
numb.
the way others do. I don't know. It is weird to be staring at dead bodies. But I thought that Vet was
I
just
agree.
nice. I guess I need to just stop thinking people are nice. Danvers is disturbed how calm Pete is after having just shot his father in the head. I don't think she's disturbed. I think she's going, oh my
She's
God.
disturbed that like, it's your dad,
You just
dude.
took
Like,
me over your dad.
yeah.
That's heavy.
Like, that's
and then I'm
when
going
the
to leave you here to
cleanup, he's
clean
like,
it up alone.
Yeah, and she's like, it's your dad. Like, no one should have to do that.
That's what she's yelling at Hank before he goes, your son loves you. Your son loves you, like, repeatedly. It's super sad. No, you're absolutely right. Pete fits. We know Pete fits.
It's too obvious. It's not
In my
Pete.
gut, though, I trust Pete.
It's not Pete.
He's going to be the next Rust.
Yeah, no, I'm going with my gut, and it is not Pete.
And then you said about the kid. Yeah, you know.
Yep.
But I think we've talked long enough.
Yeah, I was like,
thank you everybody for hanging out.
Yeah.
This has been awesome. I love this. I really am having so much fun doing this.
Yeah, but we're definitely coming on tomorrow.
Pete's going to save Danvers. Navarro's going to flood the mine and die.
Darwin's going to die. I'm calling
Darwin's
that one.
Die. We'll put the money on that. I'll switch sides for the boyfriend and say he's good.
Kavik's good, I think. That's what I'm going with.
Clark, I'm really interested to hear what you have to say.
Same. I don't really, I want to know what the hell he's doing.
I don't know. And Rose, I really think it's, if her name's Mary, she's Rust's mom.
I'm just going to say it's Rust's mom.
I think we're either going to see or hear Rust.
I'm going with my gut and what your mom believes too, and it's Russ' mom.
She stood by that polar bear. When I was
Yeah.
saying this polar bear ain't shit, it's a red herring, she was like, no, that polar bear's special. And when she gets hooked on things like that, I'm like, I should listen.
Your
And
mom
she's
has a
been
strong
hooked on
gut,
that.
dude.
She's been hooked
Yeah.
on the that's Russ' mom, 1,000%.
I
And
agree.
I'm like, God damn. God, I want to rewatch season 1 now. No,
I know.
I have to finish rewatching season 4.
Now I'm gonna go watch The Wire.
Oh, yeah. I'm on episode 2.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we already started
Mhm.
season 2, so catch up.
Well, me and Mom were also watching. I don't know if anybody likes these, but the Percy Jackson series.
I was
I
gonna check
never.
those out.
Well, I feel like we had Harry Potter, but a couple years beneath us was the Percy Jackson shit. You
Yep.
know, I never read them, but we watched the movies. Oh, and the chick from season 1 of True Detective's in it.
No shit.
The side chick.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
she was in
funny.
that. But they stopped making them after the second movie. But we watched the series Disney Plus, and we were like, this is charming. So me and Mom are watching fun things. When you watch True Detective or something serious like that, you always got to have a buffer show. Whether it's
Oh
like
no,
The
I put on The
Office,
Office after.
yeah. Whether it's like you got to
Just
have a.
something to like there
You
I can
can't go
just
straight True Detective, Idaho 4, Gilgo
yeah.
Beach,
No,
bed.
Rob always like, what are you doing? I'm like, I need to chill out before bed. Like we just watched 8 hours of The Wire. I need to watch something like
I know this probably
chill.
isn't your jam, but I need people to hear this. The Willow series. I love Willow the movie. Have you ever seen Willow?
No,
I feel
but
like
I've been told it's
there are
good.
2 types of people in this world: those that were raised on Neverending Story, and those that were raised on Labyrinth. They can cross paths later on in life, but there's one that you were growing up with. Then Willow is a random one that people either know or don't. But they've made a series on Disney Plus, and it's fucking great. And Professor
I heard it's
Flitwick's
good.
in it. And then they were like, nobody liked it. We're not going to do a second season. And then they were like, no, we're going to wait and see if we're going to. And I'm like, no, it was really good and charming and fun, just like this Percy Jackson. It's a good buffer show, and it was good.
Mhm.
So everybody watch it. If you need a charming little show to decompress after True Detective, that Percy Jackson is wonderful. The Willow series is wonderful.
Yep.
And it's just like everybody be friends and remember awesome magic and shit. And remember Mad Mardigan, Val Kilmer. Did you grow up on Labyrinth or a Neverending Story? Or neither?
Kind of neither, but I like The Labyrinth.
See, Paige was Labyrinth. I was Neverending Story.
Well, that's why, because I was friends with Paige.
Yeah, my mom saw David Bowie 5 times, has never seen Labyrinth to this day. She just refuses to acknowledge that. I don't know why.
You would think she would love it.
Willow, yeah, it's great. Willow's great. Everybody's getting turned into pigs and shit. It's awesome, and the series was great, and it was a fun little time. What do you think Annie was dreaming before she got the spiral tattoo? Do you think Clark has the same dream? Maybe it is some. Are we all having the same dream, or maybe she was a victim of shit when she was younger, and this was her way of.
I think Clark was
coping.
just doing it to be like cute.
Yeah, I think he was doing it because she died, right?
Yeah.
I enjoyed the heck out of I'm gonna read the books. I heard they're lovely. I heard that they're nothing but fun. I loved Willow. Yeah, Willow was great. Wanders out. Then Wanderers back in. No, I do. I love it. Man, I won't go on a rant about Willow again. It's just charming. And like I said, Warwick Davis is just out here killing the game, Professor Flitwick.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's Willow, and it's great. That was the first movie. Okay, so George Lucas made Star Wars, right?
Mhm.
And then him and Ron Howard were like, want to make this crazy fantasy series back in the day. And they're like, oh, by the way, let's make it all around the guy we had play an Ewok in Star Wars in a tiny bear suit. Let's give him a whole ass movie. And they made Willow back in the 80s, and it's great. And Willow's a jam of a jam.
Huh.
But anyway, yeah, I'll let you go. Everybody, thank you for being here. Yeah, decompression shows. The Office. Oh, wait, David Bowie's pants were nearly. This is like, yes, right. I remember when Paige first showed me Labyrinth, and I was like, why is this man sticking his junk in every single kid's face? Like, or not kid, but like every gargoyle's face. And I'm like, it's making me uncomfortable. I remember being a kid being like, that wolf in the Neverending Story scares me. David Bowie sticking his junk in everyone's face. It must have been fun on that set, though.
Oh, for sure.
It must have been. Like, around Jim Henson shit, that would have been awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you want to know what me and you should review together after this? Because they kind of fit together and we keep bringing it up, is Scooby-Doo.
I fucking love Scooby-Doo. That was my bedroom for my whole childhood.
I know.
Like I was 17.
David,
I have a giant Scooby. If we do that, I have my giant Scooby-Doo I'm going to bring in, and he will sit next to me. I have a couple, actually.
No,
I have like 3.
You're absolutely right, though, about David Bowie's age. That shit is weird. That shit is bizarre. But yeah, I'm Abby with Motor City Nerds. Nicole, thank you for being here. Everybody, thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, we'll be
We're
back
going in
tomorrow.
tomorrow. We're going in strong. We're going in strong. Pete is a good guy. If all
Pete-
else fails, Pete is a good guy.
Pete.